Thank you, Steve, as the Manchester United players walk out from the tunnel. And what an absolute thriller that was in the Premier League. I hope you enjoyed that if you've been listening on a Sunday afternoon. And here we are now at the home of Leicester City Football Club for an FA Cup quarter-final, which is bursting with possibilities, Clinton Morrison.
Yes, it's one I'm looking forward to, John. I hope we get as good a game as it sounded at the London Stadium, the West Ham and Arsenal game. But I think we will get a good game, and yeah, it's going to be a fascinating game as well.
Yes, this weekend in the FA Cup, we've gone from Bournemouth to Liverpool to London and now here to Leicester, where it's not too cold, grey skies above the King Power Stadium on the south side of Leicester City Centre. And the Leicester City players are out there, many of them just going through their pre-match routines. I can see Wesley Fofana hopping around from one foot to the other, and the hat-trick man from last weekend, Kelechi Iheanacho, just has a little sprint out towards the far side, and then the Leicester players coming together, and the Manchester United players likewise in a little huddle of their own. If you haven't heard the team news, it is as follows. Leicester making one change from last weekend, Albrighton coming in for the injured Pereira. So Schmeichel in goal, Fofana, Evans and Soyun Chu, the three central defenders, with Albrighton on the right, Castagna on the left, Tielemans and Ndidi in the middle, and then Perez, Iheanacho and Vardy. See Kasper Schmeichel, of course his father, a Manchester United great, captaining Leicester against his dad's old club, just arriving in the centre circle to bump fists as he does now with Harry Maguire, the Manchester United captain. Andre Mariner is the referee, and they turn away from the officials and just take up their positions. And the Manchester United team, 5 changes from Milan on Thursday night. And coming into the team, Van de Beek back from injury, back in the starting lineup. Pogba, after he played so well as a substitute and scored the match winner in Milan. Martial is fit, Matic and Telles also back in the team. So the United team, Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Telles, Vidic, Fred, Pogba, Van de Beek, Greenwood and Martial. So there's no involvement for the injured Marcus Rashford, James, McTominay, Shaw, Fernandes, all on the bench. Cavani is on the bench as well for Manchester United. The players taking a knee. Today is actually the International Day for the elimination of racial discrimination. And this, of course, in a week when footballers have continued to be abused online, and the whole business with Rangers as well on Thursday night. Awful. So the players have taken a knee. Andre Mariner blows the whistle, and this FA Cup quarter-final here at the King Power Stadium begins. And the ball out of play on the far side for a throw-in to the home side, to Leicester City. Leicester, who've never won the FA Cup, against Manchester United, who've won it 12 times. Only Arsenal have won it more times than Manchester United. So what do you think of the team lineups, Clinton, in terms of how this might shape up?
Yeah, it's, Leicester's put out their strongest team. Obviously not having no Ricardo will be a huge blow, but Albrighton's played most of the season and does a good job on that right wing back. As for Man United, obviously the one that stands out is Bruno Fernandes, but I think he's had a long, hard season, and to give him a rest this afternoon, and you got Van de Beek, it's an opportunity for him to come and showcase his ability. And also I think having Paul Pogba back is a huge confidence boost for Man United, because I thought coming on the other night against AC Milan, he was the difference, John.
Yep. And Manchester United through to the quarter-finals of that competition, the Europa League, where they will play Granada. Leicester City, who rather disappointingly went out in the previous round against Slavia Prague. Here come Manchester United, ball on the right-hand side with Fred. Infield towards Matic, now centrally Pogba tries to help it on through the middle, and Van de Beek is onto that loose ball after it bounced away from Fofana. Martial on the left-hand side, Telles is onto it, Telles turns, gives it back to Martial, who has missed the last couple of matches. Anthony Martial with a hip injury that he had in the first leg against Milan. Now here's Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side. Ball played forward from Fred. Bounces away from Wan-Bissaka, and Leicester have got it back. And Soyun Chu clears towards the halfway line, but only back to Matic, who stuck out a long left leg and took possession again for Manchester United as they play from left to right. But Matic then a wasteful pass, and Leicester should play it forward towards the halfway line. United, red shirts, white shorts and white socks, and Leicester City in the all blue kit with the white trim, and a free kick on the halfway line goes Manchester United's way.
Good start, John. Good start from Man United. The fullbacks getting forward, Tellez and Wan-Bissaka, and Paul Pogba getting on the ball, making things happen. But it's a big game for Van der Beek this afternoon, John. He's the one you're looking for. A lot of Man United fans says he hasn't got a lot of minutes. I totally get that, but this is a huge game for him this afternoon.
Leicester City 0, Manchester United 0. These two sides playing for the right to join the semi-final lineup with Southampton, Manchester City and now Chelsea, who went through earlier in the afternoon 2-0 against Sheffield United. And the draw is going to be at half-time, Clinton, somewhere inside the King Power Stadium. Dion Dublin is looking after it.
He is looking after it, Dion, big Dion. So yeah, it should be good.
I guess it'll be taking place up on that gantry, which is in the stand behind Schmeichel's goal.
Yeah, because they can't be going anywhere else to do that.
No, well, you would
exactly
right. Yeah, well worked out, Sherlock. And the FA Cup itself is up there as well. So you'll hear that draw, you'll be able to watch it. This match, by the way, is on BBC One, so you can watch this game on BBC One. Keep on listening to us, of course.
Obviously.
And as I say, the semi-final draw at some point at half-time. But it is 0-0, very early stages. United with the stronger start, but Schmeichel yet to make a save. Ball played forward towards Perez. Perez stabs it forward. Here's the danger man, Vardy on the left-hand side. Vardy's onto it. Iheanacho in the middle, but Tellez went with him, and Tellez did well there. The left back came across. Iheanacho, of course, full of confidence. And I think the offside flag was up.
John, I could see it from here. I was in line, and they just take long. And I understand they have to do that. But you saw the other night where Conor Cody collided into Patricio. I always think maybe when it's just like that, just put it up early, because everyone could see Vardy was a couple of yards offside. But it was good movement from Jamie Vardy.
Yep, Iheanacho though looked sharp there. Tellez did well. They had to play on. Iheanacho has got 5 goals in his last 3 appearances. Martial went in there very strong on Tielemans, who's stayed down. Leicester have got the ball though. Perez, then it bounces off Perez, but Perez is able to win it back and play it back into the Leicester half. And Tielemans is still rolling around. He's on his back, he's feeling his right shin, and Leicester then do put the ball out of play. So it is Leicester City 0, Manchester United 0. And welcome everyone from around the planet who are listening to the BBC's World Service, who join us here at Leicester's King Power Stadium, where it is goalless so far, and you've just missed a challenge, or you might have been here just in time for Martial's challenge on Tielemans. Clinton Morrison.
Yeah, it was. He gets. Oh no, he catches him a bit. It should have been a free kick, and he was a bit high, to be fair. But I don't think it's any more than that. But it definitely should have been a free kick. You can understand why he was making a lot of noise. Tielemans. It did look painful, John.
Yeah, just sort of caught the ball, but then followed through into his ankle. But he's okay. Been an important player, Yuri Tielemans. He's in Roberto Martinez's Belgian squad for these opening World Cup qualifiers. He's named a massive squad, Roberto Martinez. I don't know whether you saw that, Clint. I think there's something like 33 players.
And they've got 3 games though, John.
They've got 3 games, and also there could be an issue. Lukaku, and the Italian players. I mean, that's going to be one of the stories of this week, to see who's going to be able to travel without quarantine for the World Cup qualifiers. But here we are in the FA Cup. Thankfully, no issues with that in this competition. Perez with the ball in front of his own penalty area, plays it across towards Ndidi, the impressive Ndidi. Every time I've seen him this season, Clinton, excellent.
Yeah, he's a player. He is a player. When he's not here, Leicester do miss him.
Albrighton bringing the ball forward, but looked for the ball back from Tielemans, who overhit it through to goalkeeper Henderson, who keeps his place ahead of David De Gea, who's on the bench again. Do we read anything into that?
I don't know if we read anything. I think the next Premier League game, I think that Wayne Henderson would be the FA Cup goalie. I know he played in the week, so we'll wait to the next Premier League game, and then I think we start reading into it, John.
So this is a 6th consecutive start for Dean Henderson in the Manchester United goal, and the fact is he's only conceded 1 goal in that time, albeit he was criticised for it, and certainly could have done better against Simon Kjaer, the AC Milan central defender. Manchester United up towards Martial then knocking the ball back towards Maguire, and Maguire passing it out from the back. No Bailly, by the way, for Manchester United. He's not involved, although he also was a bit of an injury worry. Here's Pogba out towards the far side. Paul Pogba.
And you know what, John? I think in this game they would 100% played Bailly, because the pace of Iheanacho and Vardy will trouble Maguire and Lindelof.
0-0. Leicester City 0, Manchester United 0. BBC Radio 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC. Manchester United, who have conceded just one goal in their last 7 matches in all competitions. That Simon Kjaer goal. So for this match, just the one change in the back 4, and that is Telles coming in for Shaw, who of course is in the England squad for those World Cup qualifiers. We'll hear all 3 of those matches on 5 Live, and indeed on Wednesday night we'll have the Belgium game against Wales for you.
And John, I want to correct myself. I said Wayne Henderson. I don't know why I said Wayne Henderson, because I used to play with a goalkeeper, Wayne Henderson, not Wayne Henderson. I meant Dean Henderson. I always like to correct myself.
Yeah, well done. Well, got that straight, because you know what it's like in this day and age.
Oh, of course.
If you don't correct yourself, they'll be on you like a shot.
100%. So
yes, Soyun Chu swinging the ball away from the left back position towards the right hand side, where Albrighton had to be quick there, but he kept it in on the far side, starting after coming on as a substitute in the last 4 matches. Albrighton, but coming in for Pereira, who's had no luck, Pereira, with injuries this season.
No, and he was fantastic the season before that, probably one of the best fullbacks in the Premier League, but he has had no luck, and just when you think he's getting back to his best, he picks up another injury, so hopefully he'll be back soon.
Yeah, Pereira, who's out with a thigh injury. I mean, Leicester have had all manner of injury problems all season. Dennis Pratt, who's been out for a long while, he's back among the substitutes today, so he's come back. But obviously no Barnes, no Maddison, 2 of their most important performers. Cengiz Ünder is out at the moment, and Justin as well, who might well have been in the England squad this week.
He would have definitely been in it, Johnny. I thought he was outstanding. To come in and play the way he's done at Leicester this season was brilliant. It was brilliant from him. So yeah, he's been really unlucky.
Yeah, not enough fullbacks.
No, they got too many.
Too many.
But if you look at it today, someone like Wan-Bissaka, he must look at himself and think he hasn't even been mentioned by Gareth Southgate.
He didn't get a mention.
Matty Cash, who's had a good season, and Ailey. They've had good seasons, but for me, if you want someone to defend, John, he's the best right back as a defender. Yeah, he can improve on the ball, but as a defender, I think he's one of the best.
Well, here's Jamie Vardy, not involved for England anymore, up against Lindelof, but Lindelof did well, went with him, and the ball bounced through for a goal kick. Yeah, I agree, Clinton, but certainly it is a really rich area, as listeners will be well aware, for England. England playing on Thursday night against San Marino. You're thinking that Jesse Lingard might be back in the team, never mind the squad for that game.
Yeah, just because there's a few injuries and the way he's playing at the moment. I always say players that are in form. Obviously he scored again today and had another assist, and I just think at this precise moment Jesse Lingard's the in-form player.
Yep, so there's a talking point certainly. Who's going to play in the international teams this week for 606 with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton later on tonight, just after the commentary on Aston Villa against Tottenham, which is our next commentary match. Here's Matic striding forward with the ball. Wan-Bissaka did well, he was stretching as well, and then Greenwood. Soyun Chu was in with a challenge on Greenwood to put it out of play on the halfway line. Brendan Rodgers there on the edge of the coaching area. This is his 100th match as the manager of Leicester City. He said it's such an honour to have reached that milestone, and haven't they done well? Just missed out on the Champions League last season, reached the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, remember, against Aston Villa last season, and here they are in this game, obviously with a sniff of an FA Cup semi-final. Pogba tidies up in front of the Manchester United penalty area, plays it back to Henderson, and then the Manchester United goalkeeper chips it out towards the right-hand side. Here is Wan-Bissaka, turns and plays it back towards the edge of the penalty area.
You know what I would say with Wan-Bissaka, John? I watched a lot of him at Crystal Palace, and they didn't really have the ball, so all he was is defending. He has improved a lot on the ball this season, and I think playing with these better players, he will keep improving.
Manchester United still knocking it around nicely. Van der Beek back to Matic. Now here is Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side. Wan-Bissaka plays it in quickly past Castagna into the box. Martial is out towards the byline. Soyun Chu comes in with a challenge to block it behind for a corner to Manchester United. Nicely moved United from back to front.
Yeah, you can see that the space is out wide with Wan-Bissaka and Telles getting forward. In particular, Wan-Bissaka, I think he's got forward well so far, and it was good play into Martial, who looks really sharp.
So a corner, first corner of the match to Manchester United. Over to our right, behind closed doors here at the King Power Stadium. Many of the Leicester City supporters' flags draped over the upper reaches of the stand at that end. Lots and lots of crosses of St George with various Leicestershire place names written across the middle of them. And down on pitch side, Telles is going to take this for Manchester United, just stepping 3, 4, 5 strides off the pitch. Here he comes. High delivery towards the back post, looking for Maguire, who heads it across the 6-yard box. And it's an easy catch for Kasper Schmeichel. 0-0 the score on 5 Live.
And Maguire will want to have a good game against his old team, to be fair. You always forget that Maguire was here, John. So, yeah, he'll be looking to have an impressive game.
Yes, of course. Manchester United paid Leicester City Football Club the grand sum of £80 million, remember, for Harry Maguire.
And then Leicester already had a player like Soyuncu. He's just had as good a season as what probably Harry Maguire has had, John.
Yeah, and now Fofana as well.
Exactly.
The 20-year-old over on the right side of their defence. Perez trying to play the ball forward, but Fred is able to get up and head it away. Now here's Martial in the centre circle. Turns, he's got 3 Leicester players around him. He gets a good pounce of the ball, but then excellent work from Ndidi putting the challenge in on Van der Beek. And Soyuncu then is all over Van der Beek. And then the recovering Castagna comes back to help out as well, and Leicester have got in front of their own penalty area. Tigerish defending.
John, you were right when you say about Ndidi. Look how important he is there. Martial breaks free, and you're thinking he's one-on-one with Soyuncu, and it was great covering from Wilfred Ndidi. He's probably one of the best holding midfielders there is in the Premier League at this precise moment.
24 years old, Clinton.
Only going to get better. Only going to get better. That's still young. That's still young in football terms. Still only going to improve, and he has improved a lot under Brendan Rodgers as well.
And listen, he might be playing in the Champions League with Leicester City next season.
Exactly.
Soyuncu sending a long ball forward, but that's beyond Iheanacho, and Henderson was out to the edge of the area to pick this up. But there will certainly be interest in Ndidi. And, you know, we talk about Harry Maguire leaving Leicester for big money.
He would be bigger. He would be bigger. At his age, 24.
80 million.
Yeah, well, he should be, because he's so important to Leicester. And he is a big player in that midfield. So I think he could go for more money. And you know what, John? Midfielders and strikers, we always go more than defenders. So, yeah, I'm going to pull it out there.
Yeah. Do you go 3 figures?
No.
I thought you were going to go 3 figures there for a moment.
No, I don't go 3 figures. I don't go over 100 million, but I go close to the Maguire figure for sure.
Okay. Leicester 0, Manchester United 0. Ball out to Castagna, but it's beyond him and out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United. Yes, Leicester City famously, I think it is fair to say famously, have never won the FA Cup, but have been in 4 finals, and that's a record, to play in 4 FA Cup finals and not win it. The most recent of them was back in 1969, just before you were born, Clinton, and the last time they reached the semi-finals of the FA Cup was 1982, which was just after you were born.
Yeah, it was.
As we established a few weeks ago.
Yes, 3 years old I was then.
Yes. And since then, Leicester City have been to 5 FA Cup quarter-finals and obviously lost them all. Leicester 0, Manchester United 0. Here's Fred turning, playing the ball forward towards Pogba, then back to Matic, and then Matic tidily, his left instep, plays the ball to Telles over there on the left-hand side, through to Van der Beek, playing in the Bruno Fernandes position. So effectively, Clinton, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said to Van der Beek, right, you're fit again now after a little spell out. Show me what you can do in that Bruno Fernandes position in this big game. Yeah,
it's difficult because you know if you don't perform in 60-65 minutes, Bruno Fernandes is going to be coming on, and they're the opportunities Van der Beek needs. As a footballer, John, you need 5 or 6 games to get your momentum going. It's not going to be like that. You play for a big club like Man United, you've got to hit the ground running and take your opportunities when they come, and this is a big one for him this afternoon.
Leicester City 0, Manchester United 0. Our latest commentary today, after we brought you Celtic 1, Rangers 1 from Glasgow. We brought you Chelsea 2, Sheffield United 0 on 5 Live Sports Extra. Leicester coming forward with Perez to Vardy, left side of the box, his cross cleared by Maguire, then the shot from Vardy, but down goes Henderson and was able to push it away into the penalty area, and was fortunate that he pushed it straight to Matic, his teammate, who was able to clear it out of play down here. Yeah, it's a save that if Fred gives the ball away sloppily in midfield and they break, Perez does well, plays it to Vardy, Vardy tries to cross it, comes back to him, tries to bend it. It's a good save from Henderson, but he pushes it back into the danger area, and Matic does well to clear it. You're hoping for another Leicester player to react there so he can have a simple tap-in. First saved by a goalkeeper in the match. We've played over 15 minutes, and it is Leicester City 0, Manchester United 0. So yes, Chelsea going through 2-0 against Sheffield United. Finished West Ham 3, Arsenal 3 Shame if you missed it, because it was a great listen with Conor McNamara and Karen Carney at the London Stadium. West Ham 3-0 up, came back to 3-3. Lots of other chances. Leicester sending a ball up towards Iheanacho on the edge of the box. The former Manchester City man, of course, against Manchester United, but Maguire beat him in the air and headed it away. It comes back out to Leicester on the halfway line, and Soyuncu to Castagna, but it's blocked by the face of Wan-Bissaka, and then Soyuncu is able, under pressure from Greenwood, to put it out on the halfway line. Also finished Tottenham 1, Bristol City 1 in the Women's Super League, by the way. And the full-time scores in the Rugby Union this afternoon: Northampton 21, Bristol 28, Sale 41, London Irish 13, and in the Pro 14, Dragons 26, Glasgow 17. Leicester coming forward with Vardy. Vardy up to the edge of the area. It's opening up. But then Maguire was able to go almost down onto one knee and block the shot. Vardy could have gone either side there to Perez or to Iheanacho, but went for goal himself, and Maguire blocked it.
Yeah, I thought it looks like a striker who's not been really scoring because he didn't want to make his mind up. But then you see last week he has 2 or 3 very good assists. I think he could just play that to Iheanacho early, and then he can have a touch in the end. I think Maguire is just doing enough to close off the space that he can't play it to Iheanacho, and then makes a good block. So it was really good defending, but Jamie Vardy will be disappointed because it's a great opportunity for Leicester. But John, Fred giving the ball away again. He has to know it's a big game for Man United. He has to get better on the ball.
Yeah, Fred lost possession and Leicester suddenly were all over Manchester United, and that was a good opportunity not taken by Leicester. Still 0-0. 5 Live on the World Service. Lindelof back to Maguire on the halfway line. Maguire passing it forward to Pogba, and out towards the left-hand side. Telles is there. Now Pogba putting his foot on the ball rather daintily. An athletic turn to face the ball. Tielemans was in front of him. Now in the centre circle with Matic. McTominay also among the Manchester United substitutes for this one, having played quite an important part, McTominay, in this FA Cup run that Manchester United are on. Scored the winner against Watford in the 3rd round and the winner against West Ham in the 5th round. Manchester United with Matic, but Albrighton was able to block the attempted flick by Matic, and Leicester have got it back halfway inside their own half. So 0-0, as it is indicated in massive letters on that huge rectangular screen stroke scoreboard at either end of the ground, high above the 2 goals. Here's Matic halfway inside his own half.
It's one of the biggest I've seen, John. I've been to a lot of grounds. It is one of the biggest, so it's good anyway. It's good for me. So
the one at the London Stadium. Have you seen those? They are. I think they're the biggest.
They are the biggest. Yeah, they are the biggest.
Yeah.
More square. This is more rectangle here. That's more square. I've got that right, haven't I, John?
Yes.
I knew my shapes at school, so that's quite good.
Yes, Fred. Back to Maguire. The big question is, Clinton, have you filled in your census yet?
Yes, I've done it.
You've done it.
I've done it. Yeah, I've done it. I made sure I did that.
Do you know, I took that away and I thought I'm going to ask you that. Just to find out.
But only did it about 5 or 6 days ago. But I've done it.
All right. I thought you had to do it today.
Yeah.
Right. I suspect the fact that...
I think it has to be done by today, or you could probably get a fine, I was thinking.
It's a £1,000 fine.
Yeah, it is. So I've done mine. Yeah, I've done mine.
Yeah, well done. So take heed. If Clinton's done his, then there's no reason for
anyone else not to do theirs, without a shadow of doubt.
Free kick to Leicester on the halfway line, as Albrighton was just sort of manhandled by Telles. The two of them were challenging for a bouncing ball, and Telles on the jump sort of landed with his arm around Albrighton's head, but he's okay, no ill effects from that. It's a free kick to Leicester City on the halfway line. Leicester 0, Manchester United 0. A couple of openings for Leicester. Jamie Vardy with a shot. That shot, really, he didn't get any power behind it. Not scored in his last 7 matches, Jamie Vardy, which if I was on the other side to Jamie Vardy, alarm bells would be ringing there, because he's due a goal.
Definitely.
Soyuncu playing the ball, that he's hit it straight at Matic. And Matic turns to his left, finds Pogba in the centre circle. He wriggles away. Tielemans puts in the challenge, and then Iheanacho bounces off Pogba. Tielemans in again, and the ball bounces away. There's a boot come off Pogba, who's slapping the ground in frustration, claiming that he was fouled. He's lost a boot, but referee Mariner says play on, Leicester. And here's Albrighton down the right-hand side, but Maguire comes across, and again, not for the first time in this game, is able to block the ball on this occasion behind for a corner.
Yeah, it was good play from Will Brighton, but there wasn't enough bodies in the box. I think he's looking out, and the only person in the box was Vardy. And there was two defenders marking him. Iheanacho has to break his neck to get forward and help out and get in the box so he can score the goals.
And here's Paul Pogba now, Clinton, marching back, looking like a man of business with his boot in his hand towards the referee, as if to say, how did I not get a free kick for that when I lost a boot? And he's actually done up his boot right in front of Andre Mariner, the referee.
To prove a point.
I think so. So it's a corner to Leicester. Leicester's first corner of the match. See what if they can pose problems from the set piece. It's actually taken short to Iheanacho. Iheanacho curls it in left-footed, but it was headed away at the near post by Lindelof. Didn't beat the first defender, even though it's an opportunity there with the three central defender, Evans, Soyuncu and Fofana, and yet they weren't able to get the ball into the penalty area to threaten Manchester United. Soyuncu playing it forward to Vardy, who's down in the Manchester United right back area, just down to our left here, our position at the King Power, just to the left of the halfway line. Comes back centrally to Wilfred Ndidi, and now to Albrighton on the far side. Albrighton back towards Fofana, and then Leicester just knocking the ball around from one side to the other. Brendan Rodgers just comes to the corner of his coaching area, as is Leicester City side, with Vardy, keep possession, back into their own half, then forward to Ndidi again, and in extremely mobile fashion, Ndidi gives it to Fofana, now through the middle to Iheanacho, who tried to lay it back into the path of the run from Tielemans from Perez into the penalty area, but Henderson was able to come out and kill it.
Yeah, it was good play from Perez. Perez looks really sharp. He's been out for quite a bit. I know he's come back recently, but he looks sharp. He's good interchange play between him and Iheanacho, but he just overhit the ball. But now Leicester slowly but surely starting to grow into this game.
Yep, Perez. Oh, the ball's given away. Leicester with a chance. Iheanacho's in, and he scores. Manchester United. Goodness me, what was going on there? And Iheanacho, lovely little change of feet, round Henderson in the 6-yard box, and able to pass it easily into the back of the net. Iheanacho's scoring run continues, and Leicester are in front in the quarter-final against Manchester United, 1-0.
Yeah, it's another mistake, and John, I was actually looking down at the TV screen because we were seeing a replay of it, but they're overplaying again, and you can see Harry Maguire gets the ball, he plays it into Fred, and Fred is sloppy again. That's 3 times Fred's been like that. He tries to play it back to Henderson, there's not enough pace on it. Credit Iheanacho, he gets in front of Henderson, does ever so well, and the goal scoring form he's in at the moment, it's a really composed finish. But Fred, again, if you're going to try and play out from the back, you have to be good enough on the ball to play out from the back. That's 3 times Fred has given the ball away.
That was an absolute present from Manchester United to Leicester City. As we mentioned, United have conceded 1 goal in their last 7 matches, but that was careless in the extreme. It was a horrendous mistake. Maguire passing it out to Fred, who was 25 yards out, and Fred, under pressure, just passed the ball straight into the path of Iheanacho, who said thank you very much, round Henderson and into the net.
Listen, John, if you're going to play like that, which Man United do, you've got to be good enough to come and take that ball. If Fred comes and says to Harry Maguire he wants the ball, then he's got to stay on the ball and be better than that. It's a mistake, and he's made 2 or 3 of them, and eventually he's got punished by Iheanacho, but he still had a lot to do, and you have to credit Leicester. They set traps, they pressed them ever so well, and that's why they're winning 1-0. Good finish from Iheanacho, though.
That is Clinton Morrison, Premier League goal scorer, FA Cup goal scorer.
Yeah. And you know what I was going to say, John, just before that, where I was looking down, we got a monitor here, they were showing James Maddison looking all bubbly and happy, and that's what I was just about to mention, and then Fred went and made the big huge mistake.
Well, James Maddison will be even bubblier and even happier wherever he's sitting, I presume just down
below
right.
us, probably,
over to the other side of the tunnel. So Kelechi Iheanacho, that makes it 6 goals in 4 appearances now, and 11 in all competitions for the season, and he's like a man transformed. Mind you, when you're given gifts like that, you almost can't miss.
Yeah, you think it's your birthday. Yeah, definitely, but he still had a lot to do to go round the goalkeeper, and it was a really good finish.
Well, that sets this up very interestingly. Leicester City leading Manchester United by 1-0. I think that the match that it's been, a goal roundabout now was just what we wanted as neutrals.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. That's what we wanted. It needed a goal in it. There was some good build-up play for both teams, but it was a mistake. But it's still a good finish for me and Nacho. He still had a lot to do, in my eyes, John, to take it round Henderson.
Manchester United, who came into this match on a 14-match unbeaten run in all competitions. Here they come, cross from the left-hand side. Greenwood's after it. He's been very quiet in the match so far. Here he is, Greenwood. He's on a long run without a goal as well. The teenager back to Fred. Fred's ball into the penalty area, and Schmeichel wasn't sure. And as it bounced beyond Van der Beek, Schmeichel threw himself to his right, got a hand to it, and deflected it beyond the far post for a corner.
Yeah, he did. I don't think it was going in. I think it was going wide. But you know, as a goalkeeper, you can never be sure. It was a good ball in from Fred, and it just skipped past. And Schmeichel don't know what's behind him. So his angles are different. So he had to do the right thing by tipping it round for a corner.
Leicester City 1, Manchester United 0. Corner to Manchester United. Telles to take it from quite an angle. Comes running up, and then the outswinger. Maguire with a header, but it is deflected away across goal. He was under pressure there, Maguire, and it bounced out of play well wide of the target. And it's a goal kick to Leicester City, who lead 1-0.
Well, you know what it's going to be like when the ball comes into the box. 9 times out of 10, Maguire is the favourite. You just got to make it difficult, and that's what Leicester defenders have been doing it when it comes into the box.
At half-time in this match, by the way, we will be hearing from, or at least we're hoping to hear from, David Moyes and Mikel Arteta on that thrilling 3-3 draw that we brought you earlier on in the afternoon. They'll be queuing up the talk after that, I would have thought, but some of the other chances as well. Here come Leicester, looking for a second goal. Fofana down the right-hand side, plays it back, turns back towards Tielemans, then square towards Ndini, who's stationed just in front of the centre circle. Now out to Castagna on the left-hand side, who we were hearing from, Timothy Castagna, with on 5 Live Sport earlier this afternoon, and Ndidi playing it square. Fofana now to the right-hand side, and then Albrighton back centrally towards Tielemans. Manchester United 1-0 down, but their record, I mean, it's a brilliant record away from home this season. They've lost only twice away from home this season, both group matches in the Champions League, as you'll remember, against Istanbul Başakşehir and against RB Leipzig when they went out. Long ball forward for Greenwood, who goes chasing away downfield, but Johnny Evans, another former Manchester United man, is back across, does well, great experience and athleticism, and just knocks it back to Schmeichel.
You see, now you look at him, he used to be at Man United. I bet Man United wish they still had Johnny Evans. I think he's been one of the best buys ever.
Almost 200 appearances for Manchester United, who were his first club, remember, Premier League winner 3 times with United. Here come Leicester though on the other side with the goal scorer Iheanacho, who is challenged right on the edge of the box by Harry Maguire and drops into the penalty area, but it's just outside. Free kick Leicester.
You know, it's clever from Leicester. They win the ball, Telles is high up the pitch, and then they spring it into that corner. And you know Harry Maguire, you know, he's not the quickest, John, so in a one-on-one he don't want Iheanacho running that, and it's good play from Leicester. He does well. He wants to get it onto his left foot, and Maguire just tries to stand his ground and block him. It is a yellow card. Andy Mariner makes the right decision there, and it's in a dangerous position.
Yeah, good position. Just a yard outside the right corner of the penalty area as Leicester play. So Albrighton is over there. It's a packed penalty area. Manchester United have put up a 2-man wall. Van der Beek and Greenwood. Dean Henderson a yard off the line. Albrighton waiting to take this. Big moment this. Leicester 1-0 up. Albrighton plays it square. Tielemans in the D with a shot, but it's blocked inside the penalty area. Good opportunity that. Tielemans was given the opportunity to shoot, but it was blocked by United inside their own penalty area. As United give it away, Tielemans with a pass forward for the run of Iheanacho, that Maguire is able to come across and take possession and then chip the ball out to Wan-Bissaka on the right hand side. Half an hour played. Leicester City 1, Manchester United 0. So the way things are at the moment with this scoreline, it would be Southampton, Manchester City, Chelsea and Leicester City in the draw that will be made at half-time. Well, when the draw's made at half-time, Manchester United will still be in the competition, because that's the way it is these days.
Yes.
In an ideal world, you'd make the draw after all of the matches I've done.
Of course you would.
But there we are. Here is, you'll be able to watch that on BBC One. And indeed, if you've just switched us on the radio, if you're in the kitchen or heading back home, this match is on BBC One. And it's been decent. It's very interestingly poised. Here's Soyun Chu with that long ponytail of his. He's in the Turkey squad for the World Cup qualifiers, as Johnny Evans in the Northern Ireland squad. They've got Italy this week, Northern Ireland. Here's Soyun Chu on the left-hand side, puts his foot on the ball. Back to Johnny Evans, just puts his foot on it. They're in no hurry now, Leicester City, with just over 10 minutes to go to half-time, and leading through that Iheanacho goal that was gift-wrapped by Fred Schmeichel, playing the ball out from the back. Soyun Chu is able to turn it away from Pogba, does nicely, good composed defending from him, and up towards the halfway line. Fred closes him down, and Didi is there inside his own half, chips it to Fofana on the right hand side. And now here's Iheanacho, and infield towards Tielemans. Manchester United can't get the ball back from Leicester at the moment.
No, it's good from Leicester. They just keep moving Man United, and Man United are getting frustrated, can't touch the ball, and it's good play from Leicester, and that is how much they've improved under Brendan Rodgers. He used to just be a counter-attacking team. Now they can, get possession and cause Man United problems, and they've done that so far this afternoon, John.
So 1-0 Leicester City lead, who, in contrast to Manchester United, Leicester's home record this season isn't that great. They've lost 8 times in all competitions here this season, including 2 of the last 3. That match against Slavia Prague, and when Arsenal were here. Soyun Chu playing it forward towards Vardy, who clips it forward down the left-hand side to Castagna. Castagna up against Wan-Bissaka, but hooked it past him, but it bounced through for a goal kick to Manchester United.
Yeah, it was good play, but it's so hard. That's why I said, for me personally, as a defender, he's one of the best there is. Not many people get past Wan-Bissaka. He has to improve massively on the ball, but as a defender, one of the best there is in the Premier League.
Manchester United bringing it forward with Lindelof. Oh, it's given away though, and now it could open up for Leicester again. Iheanacho through to Vardy. No, it was just cut out by Wan-Bissaka. Absolutely crucial. Oh,
I told you about
for all the world it was through for Vardy there.
And I told you about his defending. His defending's first class. It's brilliant because Lindelof comes out, he steps out and tries to drive with the ball. He loses the ball and they break. Iheanacho picks out Vardy and he would have been in on goal, but it's a great defending from Wan-Bissaka.
Yep. First class, as you said, Clinton.
First class.
Yes. And he barely misses a game, Wan-Bissaka, does he? This is his 42nd appearance of the season.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the way things are, this is the last squad that England named before Gareth Southgate names his squad for the Euros, so you would think that he will not be in it.
No.
Here's Perez back towards Tielemans in the centre circle. Leicester City leading Manchester United by 1-0. Fofana almost loses out, and actually as he turned, ball bounced away. I think he stood on Pogba's foot, and Pogba has gone down, so Fofana's put it out of play. And Pogba, that looks like a sore one, doesn't it? It does look as though he's just stood on his toe.
You rather it be, you hope it is he just stood on his toe and he ain't rolled his ankle, but you're right, John, I think it was just contact where Pogba wins the ball. Yeah, he's just trod on his ankle, and it's these boots nowadays, they don't really have a lot of protection, so I think it's just it's an impact injury, it's not a twist, which is good for obviously Pogba and all the Man United players and fans.
Yeah. You're sounding like you were born quite considerably before you actually were with a comment like that.
No, I wasn't. Because I used to wear the same boots, and when they used to tread on my toes and feet, I used to act like that as well, because there's not really a lot of protection in these boots. But I always wanted the latest boots, John. That's how us footballers like.
That's what you do, isn't it? Yes, I know. I've noticed that over the years. It's funny though. Do you remember the absolute rash of metatarsal injuries?
Yes.
Don't seem to happen
that much now. So maybe they've changed the boots, but there's still not a lot of protection in them. They really like the boots nowadays as well.
Leicester City 1, Manchester United 0. We are now into the last 10 minutes of the first half, 9 minutes in fact to play, and Leicester continue to lead. Tomorrow night, by the way, a full Monday night club on 5 Live Sport from 7 o'clock with Mark Chapman and Micah Richards and Chris Sutton and Rory Smith, so that'll keep Micah happy He wasn't happy last week when I was at Molineux and we took over for the commentary at 8 o'clock. He wanted more.
Did he? Tell him it's not always the Micah show.
Well,
people
don't worry.
Have a chance.
Don't worry. Herr Chapman did make that point to him. Here's Albrighton on the right-hand side. Albrighton back towards Fofana. And then across it comes towards Johnny Evans, who's halfway inside his own half. Mark Chapman will be on the television tonight with Match of the Day 2 from 10:30. And then the FA Cup highlights after that. Vardy back into his own half, playing it back towards Johnny Evans. Evans, long and left-footed, down the left-hand side for Jose Perez, who tried to take the ball into his path, but Lindelof got there and was able to play it back towards Henderson. So effectively, the only thing that's between these sides at the moment is that mistake from Fred that led to the Iheanacho goal. And in the Premier League, currently, there's only 1 point between them. When they played here this season in the league, they're only meeting in the league this season. It finished 2-2. So it is tight. Here's Pogba turning away. Pogba out towards the left-hand side. Telles looks up. Here's the cross. Martial couldn't really get his head to it at all, was stepping away, and it was cleared away by Johnny Evans, who was beside him. Comes back for Manchester United. Wan-Bissaka does well, checks, and sent Perez spiralling away. As Manchester United go infield, Telles, then towards Pogba. Pogba with a nice shimmy, drop of the shoulder, pass Fofana, pulls it across. Van de Beek allows it to run. Greenwood, left foot, 1-1. Well worked, Pogba. Great play from him on the left. A lovely dummer. And then Greenwood was in there, Mason Greenwood, to score his first goal in 16 appearances and make it Leicester 1, Manchester United 1.
Yeah, it was great play from Pogba on the left. He just got that half a yard where he turned Fofana and he puts a good ball in. But you know what? The dummy from Van der Beek, he definitely had a shout from Greenwood or his great awareness. He overs it, dummies it, and it's a good finish from Mason Greenwood where he whips it past Schmeichel into the bottom corner. But good play from Pogba. But the dummy from Van der Beek is brilliant and good finish from Greenwood.
You think he got a shout?
Yeah, he must have got a shout. You ever get a shout? You're just thinking, I can't really have a shot in this, it's too tight because Johnny Evans is there, so it's still clever play because you're thinking, I can't get my shot away, maybe someone behind me, and luckily Greenwood was behind him, and it just finishes it, a good finish past Schmeichel. And
come on, Clinton, as a goal scorer yourself, young Mason Greenwood, the 19-year-old, having not scored in his last 15 appearances. His last goal was actually in the FA Cup against Liverpool at Old Trafford when Manchester United won through in the fourth round. You know, that feeling when it falls to you like that.
He needed it. You can see he's been really quiet. This will give him super confidence. As a striker, you want to score goals, and it does weigh on your brain when is the next goal going to come, and you do worry about when's it going to come. So he's a bright talent. You got to realise, John, he's still only 19.
Matic has given that away halfway inside his own half. Tielemans now to Perez on the left-hand side. So back all square here at the King Power Stadium. 1-1. Perez still in the full-back position. Back towards Tielemans. Tielemans then curling it in towards the back post. And that had to be headed away by Telles. Albrighton was behind him, but the Brazilian was able to do that, headed out towards the far side. Albrighton slips as he plays it infield towards Iheanacho, and then back to the halfway line it goes. Lovely play by Pogba in the build-up to that goal against the highly rated Fofana, as Perez plays it forward for Castagna, and Wan-Bissaka under pressure. Final touches off Castagna, says referee Mariner, and it's a goal kick to Manchester United.
Yeah, it was good play from Pogba, and you look, even though he's not up to match fitness, he still has big influence and big moments, and that's where you want your big players to have big moments. So he done ever so well on the left hand side, so it was good play and a really good finish from Greenwood.
So 1-1. Van der Beek inside his own half, and then Matic is shoved over, and that's a free kick to Manchester.
You know, I'd say it's Fred and Matic keep giving the ball away. They're the two, the 6 and the 8, and they're meant to be so crucial to Man United. Leicester put them under pressure, and then when they put pressure on them, they're the two that are giving the ball away sloppily for Man United.
Well, that'll be on the agenda for half-time, clearly, for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Here's Wan-Bissaka on the right, curls the ball in, but Evans is underneath that near the penalty spot, just headed it up in the air though. Fofana's onto that, but Manchester United get there first. Here's Greenwood on his left foot, gives it to Pogba, a low shot from him, but straight at Schmeichel, who was able to scoop it up into his body.
That's a chance for him. You can see he's disappointed. It's a great chance, good play from Greenwood, and you're thinking when it comes back to Pogba and it's set like that, it's set perfectly, he's going to bend that past Schmeichel, but it was a comfortable save from Schmeichel.
Leicester breaking forward with Iheanacho. He spotted Vardy on the edge of the box. The ball drops across Vardy on the edge of the area, and he wasn't able to take it on. Now Albrighton with a cross, and that's flick headed away by Lindelof in the middle. who had Castagna up there next to him, but he's got a touch. It's corner.
You see, the problem is Vardy knows he can beat Maguire, so he pulls off back post. But you know what? Tellez, the fullback, he's too high, John. He should have come back and be covering Maguire. So it was good play from Leicester because Vardy pulls off well, but Tellez doesn't come back quick enough. And that, if Vardy's touch was good enough, he was in there.
Yeah, Vardy will know that, won't he, from their days on the training ground together, the old training ground. Before
the
they
new
moved
one's lovely now, John.
Space age, isn't it? Incredible. Corner from the left-hand side for Leicester. Packed 6-yard box. It is very busy in there. Here's the delivery from Albrighton, but it's headed away by Van der Beek. And then Tielemans drives it in, but that was blocked, I think, by Pogba on the edge of the area. Then hooked away by Tellez, who sort of bicycle kicked it away. But Leicester City are back in possession. Oh, Fred passed it straight into Iheanacho, and United got away with that one.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they make a change at half-time and bring McTominay on for Fred, because he's been really sloppy. I don't know if they will do that, but in position, he looks like he's just lacking the confidence at the moment because of the mistake he makes. But just keep getting on the ball. That's what the best players do. Once you keep making mistakes, John, just keep getting on it. Eventually, it will come back, because Fred has had a good season for Man United.
It's been enjoyable, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's been really enjoyable.
1-1. Could be extra time and penalties if you haven't worked that out for yourself yet. Indeed he could. Well, 50-50 with Matic. Came out with it. Vardy's passed forward, but that's beyond Iheanacho, and through for Henderson to pick up.
Another important tackle from Ndidi in there. It's like Matic didn't want to go in for it, John. He said, no, you can have it.
I'm sure he didn't. Here's Castagna on the left-hand side for Leicester. Takes it on. Swings over the cross, but that's beyond Iheanacho, who is at the far post, and Albrighton can't keep it in, so it's out for a throw into Manchester United. So it is 1-1, continues to be the score. Leicester City, who historically have won only one of their last 25 matches against Manchester United. One of their FA Cup meetings, Clinton, was the 1963 final when Manchester United won. So the ball is played forward, up towards the edge of the area. Perez back onto his right foot, shoots across the face of goal and beyond the left post.
I said he's been sharp, you know, he's been really good. The way he manipulates that ball, John, he's got 3 Man United defenders away from him. He shifts it to his right foot, he's bending, and from our angle, we thought it was in, but it just goes past Henderson's post. But good play again from Leicester, and Perez. His feet are really good, the way he chops past Matic, and that is a very, very unlucky.
That was close. How close was it?
It
was about a foot.
Well, yeah. Henderson was beaten if that hits the target for sure.
Yeah, it's in the D, players closing in on him, and he sort of sliced across it from right to left, and it just curled away beyond the post. Here's Martial away downfield, but Evans was with him, and in the end, Evans put it out, throw into Manchester United, level with the edge of the penalty area. We're in the 45th minute.
It's flown by, John.
Leicestershire.
It's flown by.
It has. Here is Fred on the left-hand side. Fred towards Martial, bounces down. Martial again on his right foot, puts his foot on the ball. Still going Martial, as he can't find a way through the massed blue ranks on the corner of the Leicester penalty area. Not so much a thin blue line as a thick blue line. Maguire. 2 minutes of added time. Here's the fourth official, Darren England, with the board, the FA Cup branded fourth officials board. So 2 minutes of added time. Leicester City took the lead through Kelechi Iheanacho after he was gifted it by Fred, but then Mason Greenwood equalising for Manchester United with his 5th goal of the season. Not hit the heights of last season in terms of his goal scoring by any means, but that one will have felt good on his left foot from, what was he, 12 yards out, maybe a little bit more than that, 14 yards. But when it fell into his path, he just whipped it away past Schmeichel into the net.
You know what, John, when you're not scoring goals and you get that opportunity and it finds the back of the net, you're the most relieved striker ever, especially when you have to keep getting in there, keep believing in yourself, and that's what young Greenwood is. And he's only 19, but it was a confident finish. He didn't look like a man who hadn't scored that much goals.
No, I've seen, when I've seen him and he's not been scoring, he's been having the opportunities, but they've been blocked or they're wide, so he needed one like that. Just as you were speaking there, Clinton, Matic gave it away again for Manchester United, but Leicester have got it back.
That's been the problem. The two midfielders keep giving the ball away, and it's unusual because you never see Fred and Matic make so many mistakes.
Leicester City 1, Manchester United 1. The FA Cup semi-final draw coming up at half-time, so in the next 15 minutes you'll hear the draw for the semi-finals, and we'll have reaction as well to the West Ham Arsenal match from the various people that we've been speaking to. Throw into Manchester United. 2 minutes are almost up at the end of this first half. Leicester City taking the lead in the 24th minute. Greenwood equalising in the 39th. Throw into United 10 yards inside their own half, taken by Wan-Bissaka. Well, Greenwood very nearly passed it into the path of Iheanacho, but it bounced for Maguire. Telles forward, but Martial knew he wasn't going to reach that, and in any case the half-time whistle goes here at the King Power Stadium. Grey skies above, but good entertainment on the pitch, Clinton Morrison.
Yeah, really good game, end-to-end. A lot of chances created. Obviously Leicester do well to press. Fred makes a mistake, good finish from Iheanacho, and then really good goal. Pogba does well. Van der Beek, his part in the goal is massive, John, to over the ball, which they sometimes you say over, let it go through your legs, and a good finish from Greenwood. He needed that goals, but yeah, interesting cup tie.
Half-time, Leicester City 1, Manchester United 1.
I've only got time to ask you one question, Clinton, so Manchester United fans will be delighted. We're going to ignore their absolutely shocking defending for that first goal. You've got one striker there breaking a long goal-scoring drought and one in red-hot form. They must be two of the best feelings in football. Yeah, definitely. I think scoring goals week in upon week, Iheanacho's doing that at the moment, and he just needed an opportunity, and he is doing that. And you can see once he makes that mistake, maybe beforehand he wouldn't have finished that, but when you're a striker and you're scoring week in, week out, it's a really confident finish, and I'm happy for young Greenwood. It's even worse when you're an experienced striker and you're not scoring goals. You can get through it, but when you're 19 years of age, you're thinking, when is that next chance going to happen? And you're playing for a club like Man United, huge club, where there's a lot of responsibility on you. He does ever so well. I think it's great play from Pogba and a really good finish from Greenwood, and that's what he needed. It didn't look like a striker, Crossy, that was in bad form or hadn't scored for a very long time. Really confident finish from the young man. Clinton, John, thank you very much indeed. The reason we've got to rush away is because before the FA Cup draw, which is in about 8.5 minutes' time, we're going to speak to the former West Ham striker Carlton Cole, and we're going to hear from both David Moyes and Mikel Arteta after that incredible game at the London Stadium. West Ham 3-0 up, it ended 3-3. Much more on that after the news with Stuart Clarkson.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Hey Steve, a group of Conservative MPs who oppose an extension of lockdown restrictions has criticised the government plan to renew emergency COVID powers in England for 6 months. A vote will take place in the Commons on Thursday. The COVID Recovery Group's Deputy Chairman Steve Baker says the planned restrictions are tougher than last summer, despite the progress being made with the UK's vaccine rollout. Another 33 people have died in the UK within 28 days of a positive COVID test. A further 5,312 cases have been reported. Yesterday it was a record day for vaccinations, meanwhile, with nearly 874,000 people receiving a jab. Buckingham Palace is reviewing its policies on diversity. Royal sources have told the BBC that the work began before allegations of racism were made by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex during their interview with Oprah Winfrey, but these claims will now form part of the review. And police in Suffolk have seized more than 80 dogs suspected of being stolen. The animals were found during a raid on a traveller's site outside Ipswich. 6 people have been arrested.
Get in there, Lewis. You are rewriting the history books.
It's such an honour to work with you guys. Thank you.
And you, Lewis.
Better, stronger, faster. F1 returns to 5 Live and 5 Live Sports Extra next weekend.
No matter how much success we have, we just keep our heads down.
The man from Stevenage becomes the most successful Formula One driver of all time.
This is 5 Live.
This is 5 Live Sport
with Steve Crossman.
FA Cup semi-final draw coming up in the next 6 minutes. First to the Premier League and that belter at the London Stadium. West Ham 3, Arsenal 3. We'll hear from Mikel Arteta after we've heard from David Moyes.
For about 30 minutes I was loving it, and then for parts of the rest of it I wasn't loving it, but look, we played really well, and just disappointed that we couldn't sort of hang on to it, but we have to give credit to Arsenal who are in good form, a good run of form, and they made it difficult for us, especially in the second half.
Are you a little annoyed though in a way that you've let 3 goals slip?
Again, you can't put down the opposition, you know, the quality what they've got, the players they've got. certainly a good team, but we did have them at one point. We had them, and we should have seen it out. I've got no doubt about that. But look, we'll look at it and see if we can do a bit better on the defensive side.
Well, Mikel, I think for the neutral that was certainly a thriller. Was it thrilling for you?
No, the first part of the game at all. The way we started the game, they can score a goal. Is their quality the type of goal that they score? But really unhappy with a few things that I've seen there. A lack of purpose. We didn't win enough duels, any second balls. We were too stretched as a team. And the way we conceded the other 2 goals, obviously unacceptable. So we've showed this phase that we have, and then we showed the completely opposite phase, which is a team that can play at the top level for the way we played against a really tough opponent, and we should have won the game.
Can you explain the first half hour?
Very difficult to explain. Either I want to put it down to some hangover from Europe, fatigue, but still there are things that are so basic in football. If you don't do them, you cannot win against any opponent. So it's something obviously that I'm really upset about.
Mikel Arteta and David Moyes. I have a feeling that might be first on Match of the Day on BBC One tonight, 10:30, with Mark Chapman, Alex Scott and Carlton Cole. Carlton's joined us now. Afternoon.
Afternoon. How you doing?
I'm all right.
I'm very emotional right now.
just paint us a picture of what you were like in the green room watching that game.
I was all over the place. I was up and down. Alex was up and down as well. It was just amazing atmosphere.
Oh yeah, it must have been a right laugh watching it with her.
It was really. We're both ambassadors for our respective clubs, so that's why it was really an emotional event.
Hope you didn't do any trash talk at 3-0.
There was a bit of trash talk going on. If you watch our Instagrams, you'll see it.
Well, let's focus mostly on the first half hour for your sake, then. I mean, Jesse Lingard just fantastic.
Yeah, listen, I didn't expect nothing less. I knew as soon as he comes back in the side, he was going to affect the team in a positive way. First chance, I think, first goal. The technique was unbelievable as well. Like when the ball come out to him, he's touched it and he's just put a bit of fade on it with the outside of his boot, and it's just screamed in top corner. And that's what I was expecting anyway. And he's just been a revelation player coming into the fold for West Ham.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you still work there, so I imagine you'll have seen him about the place. Did you know almost from the first time when you saw him that we were going to see the real Jesse Lingard? Yeah,
listen, Jesse Lingard. When you look at the whole scenario of him, he's had a bad run. He didn't get game time at Man United, but he's showed the right attitude. He wants to come in and do well, and now he's been rewarded for all his hard work. He's made a difference in the West Ham team. Now he's in the England team, so you got to just commend him on his performances of late.
What happened in the other hour of the game?
Well, Arsenal grew into the game. You could see what was going on. They started finding the holes. At first, I'd say West Ham defended to plan. Everything was in the right way, going in the right way for them, and then they started to find holes in the defence. Odegaard just grew into the game, started finding the holes in between the centre backs and the centre midfielders, and usually Rice and Souček are really good at cutting those passing lines through. But Odegaard started to receive the balls and then started to thread balls into the front man. And Lacazette, all the goals came down from the right hand side at the end of it, and I think we was a bit weak on the left hand side because we had Ben Rama on that side, who is not known for his defensive duties, and it just started to tell in the second half, and Arsenal got rewarded in the end.
He's a right player, Odegaard, isn't he? You can tell.
Yeah, Odegaard is an unbelievable player. I remember playing, I think it was FIFA, and he was unreal on that, and he's always been a starlet on like Championship Manager and all that, so a football manager. So I just knew that's how I knew about him really. Never seen him play until he put on an Arsenal shirt, to be honest. But
I thought you were going to say, I remember watching a youth game, and
I remember him on the Football Manager. Yeah. And him being a starlet, and I knew that he was a good player, and he was a big earner as well. So I had to sell him, and not gonna lie to you, that's what happened. And then that's how he came on my radar. And then on top of that, look, he's just put in a performance today that he's just understand why Arsenal wanted him and Arteta wanted him in his team.
Love talking to you, Carlton. Thank you very much for coming on.
No problem, pal. Take care.
Good man. Carlton Cole, who will be on Match of the Day 2 tonight at 10:30 on BBC One with Mark Chapman and Alex Scott. That'll be followed by FA Cup highlights at 11:05 with the guys together for all of that. And they are going to have a heck of a day to talk about, not just West Ham 3, Arsenal 3, but whatever happens in the second half at the King Power as well. We'll be back there after the FA Cup draw, which is imminent. Leicester versus Manchester United. It's currently Leicester 1, Manchester United 1, Mason Greenwood and Kelechi Iheanacho with the goals. So it'll be Leicester or Manchester United in the semi-final draw. They'll be joined by Chelsea, of course, after their 2-0 victory over Sheffield United. Southampton as well. Let's go over right now to Gary Lineker for the semi-final live.
For the FA Cup semi-finals draw. Hello to everyone watching around the world. Welcome to the King Power Stadium in Leicester, where it's half-time in the last of this season's Emirates FA Cup quarter-finals. It's a 1-1 draw at the moment between the home side Leicester and Manchester United. After this tie, just 4 teams will remain of the 736 that entered the competition. And to make the semi-final draw in these times of social distancing, we're using just one man. But what a man. Dion Dublin first made his name in the FA Cup, helping Cambridge United of the lower leagues to the quarter-finals in both 1990 and 1991. Then in 2000 he reached the final with Aston Villa, scoring the decisive penalty in a semi-final shootout against Bolton. Lovely memories, Dion, of playing in this fabulous competition.
Yeah,
it's eluded you eventually,
it
but
has,
you went close.
It has. You know what? Great competition. You know, it's always an occasion. Families get together. FA Cup final, best competition in the world.
Yeah, we grew up watching this competition, didn't we? It was the biggest circus in town.
It was. It wasn't. It was the trophy that everybody wanted to win. It was the game we all wanted to watch, and for me, it hasn't changed at all.
OK, let's move on with the draw. These are the all-important numbers for you. Number 1 is Manchester City. 2 is Southampton. Leicester, well, we don't know yet, but it'll be 3 will be Leicester or Manchester United, and 4 is Chelsea. Dion, not much for you to do. You've got to put those balls in that bag, give them a good shake, and then draw them out again. Simple as that. Do the honours.
Just how I like it. Just how I like it. Here we go.
There we go. Give them a good shake. Shake them around. We don't want any questions asked. There we go. First one out is 3. That's Leicester or Manchester United. No home advantage, of course. Both semi-finals will be played at Wembley. And Leicester or Manchester United will face Southampton in the semi-final. Southampton's winners in 1976 and their second FA Cup semi-final appearance in the last 4 years. In the other semi-final, well, we know who's going to play who, but number 4, Chelsea. 8-time winners of the FA Cup, of course. Chelsea very successful in this competition, particularly in recent times. And hopefully this will be Manchester City. If it's not, we're in trouble. Yes, it is. No, number 1, Manchester City. Well, thank you very much, Dion. That concludes the draw for the FA Cup semi-finals. Both ties will be played at Wembley Stadium on the weekend of the 17th and 18th of April.
Big thank you to Gary Lineker and Dion Dublin there with the draw for the FA Cup semi-finals. Let's take you back to the King Power Stadium. John Murray and Clinton Morrison are there for us. I mean, obviously there is the temptation, Clinton, to say, oh, we could have a Manchester derby in the final, but good luck predicting this in any season, let alone this season.
Yeah, definitely. This game's not over yet, and Leicester... It's a good draw, though, and that's not being disrespectful to Southampton, but I don't think anyone wanted to face Man City. I think Chelsea have been in great form under Tuchel, but I think Man City are the favourites in this cup competition. They've been outstanding so far this season, but Man United and Leicester have got Southampton, and even Southampton will be happy with one of these two teams, but it's not over yet. Still a lot of football in this game.
Well, quite, and this is absolutely no disrespect, Clinton, to Southampton, but it does just give another little something to the 45 minutes that we're going to watch. Not because Southampton will be pushovers, but because clearly of the three teams these two could have drawn, they would have been the one they'd have picked.
Yeah, you're right. No one's disrespecting Southampton because the performance they put in against Bournemouth was fantastic, and it's cup competition, so anything can happen. They've done well to get to the semi-final. But if you look at it, you didn't want to face Man City, the form they're in. You didn't want to face Chelsea, the form they're in. So it gives a big boost to Man United and Leicester. And I don't know if these players will know about the draw, but the management staff will definitely know what's just happened. So yeah, it's a big boost for both teams in the second half.
We do have time now to talk about Manchester United's defending for that first goal. I mean, we've had 3 own goals, Clinton, so far in our live games, and that Fred pass was worse than all of them.
Yeah, it was poor, and I mentioned it in commentary. It's surprising. I know sometimes you can give the ball away, but he gave it away 3 or 4 times before that cross here, and I said to John in commentary, they're going to get punished eventually, and it was sloppy play, trying to play out from the back. If that's how you play, I totally get that, but you have to be comfortable in possession, and if you don't feel that comfortable in possession, then get up the pitch and we start again. And Fred had been giving it away a few too much times, and you have to credit Iheanacho and Leicester the way they pressed and won the ball back.
Harry Maguire's not exempt from blame either, is he?
Yeah, but you know what? A lot of people would blame Harry Maguire because it's a straight ball. And yeah, if I'm the centre forward and he plays a straight ball up to me, I'm going to moan at him and say play it to the angle. But if that is what Man United's philosophy is and the way they want to play out from the back, then I won't blame Harry Maguire. But yeah, you are right. He maybe shouldn't have played it with a man coming up behind him. Maybe he should have, just missed him out and gone to another man into midfield. So, but I think that's how Man United want to play. So I think the blame lies with Fred.
I'm not going to go down the angle of, is Pogba back and all that kind of thing, because we see this all the time, but he certainly looked good in that first half.
He did, but I'll go down that one then. Yeah, Pogba does look back to his best, because against AC Milan, when he's not fully fit, he came on, made an impact, and he's made an impact today. Will he play the whole 90 minutes? I'm not sure, but because they need to keep him fresh for the rest of the season, but he has had a big impact in this first half.
All yours, John.
Thank you, Steve. And as you cross back to us, suddenly there's sunshine from somewhere. And we've got lovely orangey early spring sunshine on the white metalwork on the top of the King Power Stadium. As the second half begins, Leicester kicking off with a scoreline: Leicester 1, Manchester United 1. No substitutions at half-time, but the draw's been made for the semi-finals. So if you've just missed it, it is Leicester or Manchester United, the winners of this tie, against Southampton. So we've got the prospect of Leicester against Southampton in one of the semi-finals, or the prospect of Manchester United against Southampton, which takes me back to my school days, Clinton. Southampton winning it in 1976 with Bobby Stokes' goal against Manchester United, and that was a real shock at the time. Laurie McMenamin's Southampton, or the chance of Leicester and Southampton playing one another for a place in the FA Cup final. So there's lots to play for here. And the other tie, Chelsea against Manchester City, does kind of speak for itself. But they're meeting this season before Christmas, or around about Christmas time, when Manchester City won really well against Chelsea. I think that one of the most important performances for City this season, when they were badly hit by absentees through injury and illness. But here we are then, second half of this quarter-final. Soyuncu carrying the ball down the left-hand side. Now the cross from the left-hand side from Castagna, but it's straight at Henderson at the near post, and that's a comfortable catch. So the teams, as they started the match: Schmeichel in goal for Leicester, Fofana, Evans and Soyuncu, the central defenders, Albrighton on the right, Castagna on the left, Tielemans and Ndidi in the middle, and then Perez behind Iheanacho and Vardy. Iheanacho opening the scoring for Leicester, and Manchester United making 5 changes from Milan on Thursday night, that tough match that they were involved in there in the second leg. So Henderson continuing in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire and Telles, Vidic, Fred, Pogba and Van der Beek, then Greenwood and Martial. Greenwood with the equaliser for Manchester United. Maguire swinging the ball right across the pitch, across his own penalty area, and Wan-Bissaka couldn't reach it. It bounced in front of him, high above his head, and he actually caught it off the pitch. So it's a throw-in for Leicester on the far side.
That's what I say where they overplayed. This time Maguire, he doesn't need to do that. He can just go. There's nothing wrong with a ball just playing it up front and getting the team up.
He is indeed. He taking the ball into the penalty area, but trying to centre it from a tight angle, just struck it in towards the near post where Henderson was able to catch it. Manchester United are quickly off. Excellent distribution from Henderson up towards Pogba. Van der Beek though checks back on the halfway line and plays it out towards Pogba again, and Leicester are now back in position. And the other thing as well that strikes me, Clinton, about Chelsea against Manchester City at Wembley, last time they played each other at Wembley was the famous match, the League Cup final, when Kepa refused to be substituted season before last.
That was crazy, wasn't it, John?
It was amazing.
I cannot believe that.
Yeah, it was an amazing turn of events, that. Maurizio Sarri, I thought he was going to leave the ground altogether. Here's Telles flicking the ball forward, and it bounces off the pitch for a throw into Leicester, 10 yards inside their own half. So 3 minutes played in the second half. Still one more commentary for you on 5 Live on this Sunday night. It's not 5 Live Premier League Sunday today, it's 5 Live Premiership, Premier League, FA Cup Sunday. And we'll have Aston Villa against Tottenham, which is a very interesting one after the events of the last week for Jose Mourinho and Spurs, Clinton.
Yeah, definitely. It's not been a good week for Tottenham, so I'd love to see the response today against Aston Villa, which will be a difficult game.
Leicester with the ball on the right-hand side. The ball is played across from Albrighton, and then Van der Beek puts in the challenge, and Manchester United have got it back, and Fred is fouled by Ndidi. And producer Andy reminds me, of course, if we have a Southampton-Manchester United semi-final, they're meeting earlier this season, which, of course, shall not be mentioned to Southampton fans. The chance for a little bit of revenge, perhaps.
Oh, the 9-something.
That's the one. You mentioned it.
Sorry.
Mentioned it. Ball in front of the penalty area.
They did have someone, the youngster, sent off after about a minute, wasn't it, John?
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah. But even so, the memory's there, you know.
Yeah,
if you think back, being your Crystal Palace connections.
Yes, I
remember
know.
when Liverpool.
Yes, exactly. I tried to forget that. I blocked
that's
that
another
out.
one we can't mention.
I blocked that out. John.
That was back in 1990, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
The famous semi-final when Crystal Palace then knocked out Liverpool in the semi-final. So lots to talk about before the semi-finals, however they pan out. Leicester 1, Manchester United 1. Let's concentrate on this quarter-final. Here's Soyuncu on the left-hand side. It's an enjoyable first half. Leicester taking the lead, Manchester United equalising. And here come Leicester with Fofana. Fofana up towards the halfway line, passes it up towards Iheanacho. Now Albrighton. And Leicester in the all-blue kit with the white trim. Tielemans playing the ball forward. Manchester United, red shirts, white shorts, white socks. Maguire only half clears it. Iheanacho pulls it back across. Ndidi controls it. Fred quickly closes him down. And Ndidi chips it out to the left-hand side. A heavy touch by Castagna. Wan-Bissaka's able to put in the challenge. Castagna still works it back towards Ndidi. Square from him to Tielemans. And now back towards Evans, nearer the halfway line. Fofana has a little wander forward, almost to the edge of the area. Albrighton back to Fofana, little toe poke from him. Leicester knocking it around nicely inside Manchester United territory. We've still got, even though the sky that we can see is entirely grey, we've still got that sunshine on the roof on the far side. Here's Soyuncu to Fofana, and then infield from Iheanacho to Tielemans. Tielemans with a drive to the edge of the area, still going and scores! Right foot shot into the bottom corner. He did it all himself, and Manchester United defenders on their knees. Fred and Lindelof, they couldn't get in the way. Leicester are back in front, leading Manchester United by 2-1.
Yeah, and Leicester are boss Man United's midfield. It's Tielemans. He just plays a 1-2, John, and drives. Not one of the centre halves, Lindelof or Maguire, decide to come out and engage him. And basically, he's just got a free run. And once Tielemans gets into that position, it's brilliant. Lindelof has to go to the ball. Fred has to do more to get across. But it's a great finish from Tielemans. But you know what, John? The run from Jamie Vardy stops Lindelof going and closing Tielemans down because he's worried about Vardy. But Vardy's gone offside. He has to go engage, and Fred has to get across. But credit Tielemans. It's a great finish past Henderson into the bottom corner. And he's another one alongside Wilfred Ndidi, still at a young age, who's had an outstanding season as well, John.
Yes, he has. And that for Tielemans, 8 goals. That's a decent return from central midfield. Went sliding away on his knees.
And I just seen straight away the tracksuit bottoms came off for Fernandes and Cavani and McTominay. They're out there warming up. Won't be long to see probably 2 of them.
So Manchester United behind again. Leicester in front again in the quarter-final. Soyuncu as well, backing the ball into Greenwood, and it bounces through for a goal kick. In that league match I was talking about, if you remember on Boxing Day, the 2-2 draw, Manchester United were twice in front.
Yes,
and Leicester came back to make it 2-2. So that's what Manchester United have to do. But a good finish from Tielemans. It was pinpoint from the edge of the area into the bottom corner. Just a direct run right at the heart of the Manchester United defence.
Yeah, John, it's a good one too with Iheanacho, but I don't understand how a midfielder can have that much space driving through the middle. I can understand if it comes out wide, but through the middle, that is where you're meant to be solid. So they've struggled in midfield this afternoon in Fred and Matic. They've struggled massively.
They have. And this is most unlike Manchester United of recent times, conceding as many as 2 goals in a match. Tellers taking the ball down the left-hand side, and then it's blocked out of play for what is given as a Leicester throw-in, and both Albrighton and Fofana applaud the decision of the assistant on this side of the field. Adrian Holmes it is. United, Tellers absolutely disgusted. I'm not sure what the right decision was.
It's just whoever appealed louder, and Brendan Rodgers is right beside the linesman, so he shouted in his ear and he gave it that way. That's what you got to do. That is the trick, John.
I'm sure he got it absolutely right. Tellez taking the throw towards the edge of the 6-yard penalty area. Fofana played infield by Iheanacho. Indeed, he was quickly in. Greenwood was almost onto that, but again, very efficient work by Wilfred Ndidi. Long ball forward from the back from Maguire, from Soyun Chu, and it comes off the head of Tellez and bounces out of play for a throw-in to Leicester on the halfway line. So Leicester City back in front. So with this scoreline, we are looking at a Leicester City-Southampton semi-final of the FA Cup. Here's Pogba, Matic to Van de Beek on the left-hand side. No Rashford for Manchester United today. He's got an injury problem, so he's not involved. Bruno Fernandes is among the substitutes, United's top scorer this season. Cavani is back, as Clinton mentioned, among the substitutes. And at the moment, we can certainly see Fernandes and Cavani warming up down there on the side of the field. Here's Wan-Bissaka, forward towards Greenwood. Greenwood turning, being put under pressure by Soyun Chu, and has to play the ball all the way back towards Lindelof. And Manchester United start again from in front of their own penalty area. 10 minutes played in the second half here in Leicester. 2-1 the home side lead. Tellez now down the left-hand side. Tellez up against Albrighton. Tellez just a little shimmy from him from one foot to the other. Pogba then takes it up, crosses the ball. Cross-field pass where Greenwood takes it down, plays it to Fred. Fred thinks about a shot, but indeed he closes him down. So the pass to the left-hand side to Tellez. Tellez's cross comes off the back of Albrighton. They're appealing for handball, and that has been given.
I told you, if you appeal and you shout loud enough, and the subs do it, Bruno Fernandes, he'll change his mind and give it.
We were right behind it, but from a high viewpoint. But referee Mariner says that it did strike his arm. Just seeing a replay of that now, and that is the right decision. His hand was in front of his face.
Exactly. But you got to shout loud enough, John.
Yeah, it worked. Free kick then for Tellez on the left-hand side. Hamza Chowdhury's down there as well, warming up just next to Bruno Fernandes, who's watching this. He's got the best position in the house to watch this free kick. Tellez curls it into the edge of the box, and Soyun Chu heads it over. Schmeichel came, but Soyun Chu took charge and headed it over his own crossbar.
Yeah, good defending by Soyun Chu, but it's a great ball from Tellez, because Schmeichel was going to come, but he knows he can't get there, and the ball in's brilliant. It's the same, go and attack me, but no Man United player was doing that.
This is really nicely poised, this cup tie. Tellez with a corner, a high one towards the far post. Soyun Chu got there ahead of Lindelof, did well, the Turkish international. And then Albrighton loses out to Van de Beek. He did well. Greenwood has passed Evans. Oh, he's passed Fofana as well. Greenwood pulls it across, but Soyun Chu is there in the important position in the 6-yard box, falling, cleared it away. Brilliant play from Greenwood. Tellez has a good goal, but it's beyond the far post and wide, and he holds his head, the Brazilian left back, and then puts his hands on his face and then looks to the heavens. And the cameras have picked that up brilliantly. And in case we didn't know how close it was.
It was very close, John, because even I had my hands on my head, because the way he strikes the ball, and he strikes it so clean. But you know what? It's one of those where you want to cut across it and it can come back on itself, like a Carlos kind of one. But it's good play from Man United. Just before that, Greenwood done ever so well, and he just didn't pick the right ball out. I think Pogba was there for a cutback, but Man United are slowly but surely coming back into this cup tie.
So Leicester leading through that goal early in the second half from Yuri Tielemans, the young Belgian. He'll be involved, I would think, against Wales in the commentary on Wednesday night.
Most definitely, for sure. I think Martinez likes him a lot, and why wouldn't you?
Here though, Iheanacho playing it forward for Vardy. Vardy is in! Oh, he's hit it wide. Oh my goodness. Cutting into the penalty area on the left-hand side. He beat Maguire. Seemed almost certain to score from the position that he was in. And I would say he still had a little bit to do, but he pulled it wider than the near post.
Yeah, but a firing Jamie Vardy scores that. It's good play from Iheanacho. He does well, Vardy. He takes the touch across Maguire, and you're just thinking he's done Dean Henderson because he's going to beat him on the near post, and he drags it wide. And maybe a confident Jamie Vardy who'd been scoring goals would have put that, and that would have probably put the FA Cup tie to bed, John.
You just expect Vardy to score in that position.
Yeah, you do. And he kicked the post as well. That's not... Yeah, you can see how frustrated he was there because it was a good opportunity for Leicester to go 3-1 up.
Jamie Vardy, who's not scored in his last 7 appearances, was highly instrumental in the win last week against Sheffield United with the goals that he was setting up, and had one cleared off the line as well, if you remember. But here, that was the sort of chance that Jamie Vardy normally
gobbles up. Yes, you're right, John. He does.
Here's Matic to the edge of the area, headed down by Evans. So it's still Leicester City 2, Manchester United 1 in this last of this season's FA Cup quarter-finals.
Oh, well played, Iheanacho. You can see he's a player. He's on top of his game at the moment. They play it into him, it sticks. He picks the right pass. He's been brilliant so far. And yeah, he hasn't been playing a lot at Leicester and probably might have been looking for a move, but I think he's so important for them at the moment.
Leicester City 2, Manchester United 1. So as the clock ticks on, Leicester move closer to their first FA Cup semi-final since 1982, 39 years ago. Can hardly believe it's 39 years since 1982. Ball at the back with Leicester inside their own half. Evans to Fofana. Of course, for many people listening, it'll feel like 1982 was ancient history. Here's Evans playing the ball towards Soyuncu on the left-hand side. Now to Vardy down the left-hand side. Vardy taking it on past Lindelof, then cutting in field. He's into the area, slips it forward for the run of Castagna, but Maguire did well. Manchester United defended that, and Leicester City asking questions of this Manchester United defence. A third goal for Leicester now. That would be dreamland. Across from the right-hand side from Albrighton. Oh, and it was fired into the edge of the box. Lindelof did very well there against Vardy, got it away, and the ball finds its way back to Henderson in the Manchester United goal. Yeah,
it was good movement from Vardy, good ball in from Albrighton, but good defending from Lindelof there. But you can see Vardy, when he gets it down the channels, he's got the beating of Maguire and Lindelof. His pace is causing Man United all kinds of problems.
2-1 to Leicester. You won't remember 1982, Clinton. World Cup 82 was got very fond memories of World Cup 82. Brian Robson scoring after 27 seconds. Manchester United, Brian Robson's old club, lose possession on the halfway line. Indeedy though, and then back to Soyuncu, and they go all the way back to Schmeichel in the goal to our left. Sunshine's disappeared. Those King Power floodlight lamps are shining down in all sorts of different angles as Leicester played up towards Iheanacho, inside his own half still. Iheanacho, well played, plays the ball, gets applause from all of the Leicester City people down in the stand in front of us. Now it's been taken on by Perez, who shoots for goal from 25 yards, but wild and high over the top. He had options, but he went for it, Perez.
He did, and you've got to hit the target there. If you're not going to pass it to either Vardy, Albrighton or Iheanacho, you got. But it's good play again from Iheanacho. You can see everyone's appreciating what he's doing for Leicester at this minute, and it looks like Man United, John, are going to make 4 substitutions.
Quadruple substitution.
Quadruple. So yeah, Luke Shaw, Cavani, McTominay and Fernandes. And I was going to say he better not leave it too late, and I think that's the right thing from Oli to do that.
Well, he hasn't, and it's past the hour mark now. Manchester United coming forward, and Martial, he skips round Evans. Martial goes down. Immediately Johnny Evans is protesting there, but referee Mariner says no, free kick. There were other defenders around on either side.
Yeah, but if he gives a free kick, he's got to book him. He hasn't even booked him then, John. So if you don't think Evans has made contact with him, then you either book Martial, but he's gave the free kick, then he has to book Johnny Evans because it's a goal scoring opportunity. It's inconsistent refereeing.
Glancing contact. Evans missed the ball, and Martial was looking for it, but there was contact.
Yeah.
Right decision, free kick?
Yeah, I can see why Evans is saying that there's no contact, because he misses the ball and misses Martial, but Martial kind of jumps over him and is waiting for the contact. But if he gives the decision, he has to book Johnny Evans.
The 4 substitutes are waiting to come on. Some talent there, isn't there?
There is.
Fernandes, Cavani.
Brendan Rodgers is looking at them thinking, if only I could have 4 players like that I could bring on. All mine are injured at the moment.
To Brendan Rodgers, they must look like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Free kick in the middle of the Leicester City half. Telles is taking this beyond the Leicester defensive line, and he's overhit it, overcooked it all the way through. That's a waste, goal kick. And Leicester City, perhaps, after the way Martial won the free kick, will feel that justice has been done. Are we going to see it now? Right, hold on to your hats. A quadruple substitution coming.
It looks like Paul Pogba's running over, so does he know? Yes, he does know he's coming off already.
Yeah, well, you said it right from the outset.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd complete. So it's Matic coming off, Van der Beek coming off, Paul Pogba and Telles. And that's not on Paul Pogba's performance, that's just getting minutes, because it probably would have been Fred that would be coming off as well.
Who is the fourth one? Oh, Van der Beek. Who's only just come back.
Exactly.
As well, this Van der Beek's first appearance in the last 10 matches, had an ankle injury in that time. How do you think he did? There's always scrutiny on Van der Beek.
It's always hard when you're not winning football matches like Man United at this precise moment. A lot of people will judge him. I thought he done all right. He made the goal. Him and Pogba combined ever so well for Greenwood to score. So I think he done well. Listen, as a footballer, you need more games than one game here, there, and everywhere, John. So I still think the best is to come for Van der Beek. I think we'll judge him again next season if he can get the opportunity under Oli.
25 minutes to go. Leicester City are knocking Manchester United out of the FA Cup. Under Solskjaer, United have lost in 4 semi-finals. Here, they're losing in a quarter-final. I had to smile there, by the way, the 4th official, Darren England. The quadruple substitution had been made, all the players were off, all of them were on, and he was still putting the numbers up on his board. Here's Martial, is away centrally from Ndidi, does well, then plays it to the right-hand side, slid back into the box to one of the Fab Four. McTominay turns and crosses, and it's blocked behind for a corner for Manchester United. Fernandes is straight into the action to take this.
He is. He's probably disappointed because he probably wanted Paul Pogba to stay on the pitch with him. I think Fernandes is like, when them two, they've got a good understanding with Paul Pogba. As he said, the minutes, you can't risk Paul Pogba and then him missing most of the season for an injury where he's just come back.
Yeah, he's missed 10 matches. That's a lengthy spell out for Pogba. Fernandes then with the corner. It's a high one, looking for Maguire. Maguire under pressure from Fofana, who's only able to head it across the edge of the box. And Leicester are able to relieve the danger. Back it comes, though. Forward from Greenwood to McTominay. Then Fernandes ball in from the right-hand side. I think it clipped the defender, and Schmeichel kept it in, leaning forward, dropping down in front of the near post as he was looking at it. So Schmeichel has got it back for Leicester. Leicester 2, Manchester United 1. 25 minutes to go. You're listening to us on 5 Live and the World Service from the BBC. And Leicester coming forward with Perez, who is away from McTominay, plays it square to Tielemans. Tielemans then holds off Fred, but Fred does well, actually. And Fred takes it away from Tielemans, and Fred's now off down the left-hand side.
John, he has to play that through to Jamie Vardy, Ayoze Perez. Vardy's made his run, he's in on goal, and he takes an extra touch. Good defending from Fred. That's what he should have done to Tielemans when he went through for the goal.
One more big chance for Vardy, he'll score, Clinton.
100%. If he gets another one-on-one, he will score.
Greenwood across to Fred. Now Luke Shaw on the left-hand side. Shaw curls it across invitingly, just headed away by Castagna. Comes out though for United. McTominay's ball into the box. Greenwood back to goal, works it to the right-hand side. Ball driven in, it hits Cavani, bounces down, hits a Leicester defender, and it's behind for a corner. I wondered whether it might have bounced up onto an arm there, but it's a corner.
Yeah, it's a corner, and there's going to be a lot of defending now for Leicester because Man United are going to be coming forward at will.
This is going to be good fun.
So yeah, it will be good fun. Interesting. Good ball from Wan-Bissaka, but good defending from Johnny Evans at the near post.
2-1 Leicester lead. Almost midway through the second half, so still quarter of the match to go. Fernandes then delivers this in, looking for Maguire again. It's headed away well by Leicester, comes out to Shaw turning, and then right-footed ball in. McTominay with a header, but that's a soft effort really with the head. Just sent a looping header through, and Schmeichel was able to pick it up quite easily. And of course the Leicester threat is there on the break with Iheanacho, the revitalised Iheanacho. Vardy through the middle, Albrighton looking to join in as well from right wing back, and Iheanacho wins a throw-in on the halfway line from Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, that's the best he could hope for. He wasn't going to run him, so it was clever play. I thought Schmeichel throw it out probably a bit too early because they were under pressure, but Iheanacho done well over the far side.
Just noticed on my team sheet for Nemanja Matic, I actually wrote Nemanja Vidic. Speaking of all of our yesterdays.
I bet Man United wish they did have Vidic. What a defender he was, by the way, John.
Yes, mind you, he might struggle at 48 or whatever he is now. Here's Shaw in his own left-back position. Shaw then wins a free kick, shielded it from Albrighton. And then Albrighton actually just goes for goal, even though the play had long stopped. Albrighton shoots the ball away downfield and is yellow card.
Yeah, he kicks the ball away. It's silly from Albrighton. I can see why he's done it, because Perez has given away a silly foul, but he shouldn't be kicking the ball away.
United in possession. Cavani dropping deep for it. McTominay almost lost it. Fred then just clips it to the right-hand side to Wan-Bissaka. 2-1 Leicester lead. Fernandes, long and high from him. Diagonal ball. Cavani underneath that. Heads it infield. Shaw onto it. Fred 30 yards out. Left-footed, plays the ball to the right-hand side. Wan-Bissaka low into the area. Fernandes with a flick. Greenwood inside the box. Johnny Evans though with the youngster, and got the meaningful touch, and Soyuncu carries it away up the left-hand side. Oh, brilliantly pulled down by Iheanacho, passes it forward to Vardy. Maguire's across quickly. Maguire got there importantly for Manchester United to take it away from Vardy. United in danger of giving it away at the back again. Lindelof though did enough, and then Martial is fouled on the halfway line by Fofana. Free kick.
How good has Iheanacho been this afternoon, John? What a touch that was out of the sky. To be fair, credit Maguire's good defending. I think where he can see Vardy there. Vardy's running onto it. It's a different ball game, but really good defending from Harry Maguire. But brilliant play from Iheanacho again.
Leicester 2, Manchester United 1. Brendan Rodgers, while Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has made 4 substitutions. And remember, you can make 5 in the FA Cup ties, more if necessary in extra time. Brendan Rodgers still sticking with the side that he started with. He has got Pratt.
I think he's coming on now. He's coming on, yeah. I see the goalkeeper coach now talking to Dennis Pratt. So he'd probably come on for Ayoze Perez. It shouldn't be Iheanacho, surely not.
Fernandes curling the ball forward. Johnny Evans got his head to it. He had to. Greenwood was behind him making a run. So he headed it behind for a corner to Manchester United.
And that's what Fernandes can do. You give him time and space on the ball, John, he can pick a great pass. Good movement from Greenwood, but really good defending from Johnny Evans there.
Manchester United not won the FA Cup since Louis van Gaal's final match in charge back in 2016. Going out with this scoreline. Fernandes plays this corner in, but it's headed away by Ndidi. Unchallenged, out towards the far side. And Fred allows it to roll out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United. We're into the last 20 minutes now here at the King Power Stadium on 5 Live and the World Service. Clinton Morrison sitting over to my left, and we're absolutely engrossed by this. Here's Greenwood getting the ball back from McTominay on the right-hand side. Greenwood takes it on. Soyuncu puts in a challenge. That was excellent from the Turk.
Brilliant tackle, big tackle, really important one, because Greenwood looked like he's got a yard on him.
Hair all over the place from Soyuncu, but he got his foot to it. That was what it was important. And now Albrighton curling the ball forward towards the edge of the box. Lindelof is able to cushion a header back to Henderson, who underarms it out quickly. The pace involved in this game now. Played forward by Bruno Fernandes, but Johnny Evans is able to see it back to Schmeichel, who puts his foot on it. Leicester have had a clear week, able to build up to this. So Brendan Rodgers made just the one change. Manchester United, a number of these players, of course, involved in Milan on Thursday night. McTominay putting the challenge in on the halfway line on Perez. Referee says that's an accumulation of challenges from McTominay, so he's yellow carded already.
But that's a yellow card, but the Johnny Evans one wasn't a yellow card. There's too much inconsistency from the referees nowadays. And it's not, and I don't even think it is a foul. Ayoze Perez kicks the back of McTominay's foot and looks for the foul.
I don't particularly recall the string of offences by McTominay.
No.
But anyway, he's yellow carded. The referee's word is final. Dennis Pratt is waiting to come on, and Brendan Rodgers.
Perez it is. I've got a manager's head on me, haven't I?
Have you done any of your badges?
Yeah, I have. I've done my B, and I'm in the process of doing my A. Yeah, at the moment. So, but I enjoy the media too much.
I can't lose you.
Nah, you're not losing me.
Nah,
you're not losing me. I'm staying here. I prefer the media at this precise moment. So I'm here for as long as you have me, John.
What you're doing there, Clinton, is you're keeping your options open.
100%, but I enjoy the media too much. So I've had a few offers, John, but I enjoy the media too much at this precise moment.
So Pratt is on for Perez. Done well again, Perez.
Yeah, he has. He looked really sharp, to be fair. I think we're trying to see the Jose Perez that was at Newcastle. Really sharp, lively, and he looks really good.
Good for Leicester to see Dennis Pratt back. He's missed the last 16 matches with a hamstring injury. That is a big chunk of the season. He's doing really well. And he's also in Roberto Martinez's. Who isn't? Which Belgian isn't in that squad?
Who isn't who plays in the Premier League international nowadays?
Yes, Hercule Poirot's in there. 2-1 to Leicester. Here's Fernandez playing it down the left-hand side. Shaw's onto this. Shaw's cross is blocked by the arm of Albrighton, I felt. And it's bounced behind off Shaw for a goal kick to Leicester.
He just delayed it, Luke Shaw. I think he was just looking to see who's up there, and as soon as he takes that look, Albrighton does ever so well. One of the most hard-working players in the Premier League, Albrighton. You'd have like 7 or 8 Albrightons in your team for his hard work.
Yep. Leicester 2, Manchester United 1. Got a lovely sort of purple haze over the stadium beautiful at the moment. From Albrighton to all things bright and beautiful. Here's Fernandez to Shaw on the left-hand side. Albrighton puts him under pressure, and then the ball back towards Lindelof, who crouches and passing the ball to Wan-Bissaka forward to Greenwood then on the left-hand side. Time's running out for Manchester United here. 15 minutes to go. Leicester are going through to set up a semi-final against Southampton at Wembley. Shaw back towards Maguire. Maguire against his old club has a goal from distance, but it was well wide, 3 or 4 yards.
It's got to be some strike to beat Kasper Schmeichel from there, that's for sure. I've seen him score one, might be last season
FA
in the
Cup.
Tranmere. Yeah, Tranmere. It was a great strike, but it's got to be a hell of a strike to beat Kasper Schmeichel from there.
Yes, I was there for that one. Remember that? They won 6-0.
See, we got good memories, me and you, John.
Well, it was only last year.
Yeah, but we don't need to tell anyone that.
It wasn't 1982.
But so much has happened in that last year.
Well, you're right. Leicester 2, Manchester United 1. You filled in your census form for 1. Here's McTominay forward towards Fernandez. Fernandez stabs the ball to the left-hand side. He was caught late. Evans, who was coming in late, and now he's got his yellow card, Johnny Evans. Well, Manchester United sort themselves out here. We've got the team news ahead of the Aston Villa-Tottenham game. Big game in the Premier League tonight. Ian Dennis is there.
Yes, John, 2 changes for Aston Villa. Cash is back at right back for El Mohammadi, and Sanson for Ramsey in the midfield. 4 changes for Tottenham from the league game against Arsenal last week. Rodon for Alderweireld, Lo Celso for Bale, Tanganga for Doherty, and Vinicius for the injured Son.
Thanks, Ian. And Mark Lawrenson's going to be alongside Ian Dennis, FA Cup winner Mark Lawrenson, with Ian for the commentary from 7:30. That's the kick-off time for the Sunday night late game. Be listening to that on the way home. Here's Tielemans, scorer of what might be the winning goal in the quarter-final. No Leicester City player has scored a winning goal in an FA Cup quarter-final since 1982. Here's Fernandez playing it forward. They're well stepped in for Fofana, and now Albrighton to Iheanacho. Iheanacho, who started the ball rolling for Leicester with that opening goal, does well, holds it up, gives it to Tielemans, the other Leicester scorer, and then across, but Ndidi, not even Ndidi can make that. And Manchester United have got it back, and now here's Fred over the halfway line. It could open up, but then Fofana steps in, and Fred's misplaced pass, and Fofana's going to have a little wander forward himself, taking it up and halfway inside the Manchester United half, but then checks back, and now Albrighton plays it infield towards Ndidi. To the far side.
John, sloppy again from Fred. If he plays that ball in, Martial and Bruno Fernandes are both in on goal there. It's really poor from Fred.
Here's Pratt for Leicester. Turning in the Manchester United right-back area. McTominay's got to be careful, having already been yellow carded, and he's took Pratt over there, and it's a free kick.
Yeah, it's a foul. It's a good turn from Pratt, and McTominay's just holding him back. And you're right, he has to be careful. He got booked earlier on, which I didn't think was a foul or a booking, but that was a foul on Dennis Pratt.
Just hearing there in the from the effects microphones, Dean Henderson tapping his boots on the post, and it's a free kick to Leicester on the left-hand side. Fascinating situation now. Leicester leading Manchester United by 2-1. entering the closing stages. They've got a chance from a set piece here. Manchester United have to stand up strongly. It's delivered into the 6-yard box to the back post, and it's headed in! It's a third goal for Leicester, and Iheanacho is there to score his second goal of the quarter-final. He was there, unmarked at the back post, heading it in from close range, and Leicester now lead Manchester United by 3-1. It looks like they're heading to the semi-finals, and it looks like Manchester United are heading out.
They are, definitely. It's a great ball back post, but how can you leave a guy who's in the form of Iheanacho so much space and time at the back post? I think it's McTominay. He's there. They do zonal marking. He can't get the ball. It's zonal marking there, John. I don't like it. He can't get it, McTominay. It goes over his head. It's a good header from Iheanacho. Henderson can't get there. He tries to get a fingertip there, and it eventually goes in the net. And I'm going to go and say that is the FA Cup all over for Man United. Brilliant performance from Leicester and Iheanacho, and a really good header.
The man in form scores his second goal of the afternoon for Leicester City, and Brendan Rodgers on the side of the pitch.
And there's James Maddison. Look at him on our monitors, cheering and punching the air, because he knows he'll be back for the semi-final.
He's bubbly now, all right. James Maddison might be fit, Barnes might be fit as well.
They could be fit, but you're not going to take Iheanacho out, are you, in the form he's in, John? No way.
You can't do that.
No chance.
12 goals now this season, 3 on this FA Cup run. He's got 7 in his last 4 appearances.
Yeah, he's been in an outstanding form recently, and credit to him as well. Had difficult times throughout his career, and he was a big young star at Man City. He made this big move to Leicester. Didn't really work out, but now he's starting to fulfil his potential, and I think the partnership with him and Vardy works really well.
Yeah, and it's almost come out of necessity for Leicester City because of the injuries that they've had, as Fernandes is claiming that
you know what, John? Sometimes that can happen, you know. You get loads of injuries, you throw someone in, and they just showcase their ability, and they never look back. And I think that will be the same with Iheanacho.
Leicester City 3, Manchester United 1. Here's Fofana carrying the ball forward. Frustration. Fernandes claiming that the final touch was off the Leicester man, but it's a throw-in. Manchester United unbeaten in their last 13 away matches, unbeaten in all competitions, in 14 home and away, but heading for defeat in the FA Cup here at the King Power Stadium with 10 minutes to play. That second goal scored by Iheanacho in the 78th minute, just stole in beyond McTominay and was able to finish from close range. A hat-trick last Sunday afternoon against Sheffield United, 2 goals against Manchester United here in the FA Cup this Sunday. Commentary still to come on Aston Villa against Tottenham. We'll bring you the interviews from this match. It is on BBC One, by the way, if you're just arriving back at home, having been out for your exercise and want to see the closing stages. Live now on BBC One. But don't leave me and Clinton. Keep listening to us here on 5 Live as well, and indeed the World Service. So Manchester United with a throw. They've made the 4 changes that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer decided to make with half an hour to go. So Martial's on, Cavani's on, no Rashford today. But Manchester United, the accusation has been that this is a squad of nearly men.
Yeah,
it's a harsh and it's a tough judgment.
You're right, John, but it's happening again. I think Man United fans would probably have looked and said this was a good opportunity for us to get something. I know Man City, and there's still a lot of good teams left in this, but still, I still thought Man United maybe playing Leicester, it's going to be a difficult game. That this could be a cup competition they could win or at least get to the final.
Some good work by Wan-Bissaka there. Gave the ball to Greenwood, but Greenwood couldn't give it back to the right back. Soyuncu stepped in and then hits the ball away downfield. 8 minutes to play. Leicester City 3, Manchester United 1. Martial now takes it up. Manchester United need a goal, and they need a goal quickly if they're going to see if they can force this to extra time. Shaw overruns it and then in on the challenge on Vardy, and it is a free kick. Right decision from Andre Mariner. Bounced away from Shaw. Leicester about to make another change. Vardy's off, so he's not going to get that next chance, Clinton. Yeah, Vardy today.
I thought it might have been Iheanacho because they want them to stretch him behind, but I think he deserves to stay on. But Jamie Vardy's had a good game, and you're just a bit ashamed that he didn't take that opportunity that came his way. But he's still a nuisance, and he makes the space for Iheanacho, John, because the movement he makes him behind, it's a good partnership, because Iheanacho, he frees up the space for him to play just behind him and create chances. And I think another good performance from Jamie Vardy. He'll just be disappointed he didn't get that goal.
So it's Hamza Chowdhury who's coming on to replace Jamie Vardy. So he will slot into the midfield. Chowdhury, unmissable with that crazy hair of his, which presumably during lockdown has become even crazier. Here he is down the right-hand side, and loses control of the ball, and it bounces behind for a goal kick. Yeah, he reminds me of some of my Panini stickers from the 1970s, Chowdhury, with his hair like that. Ball passed out from the back. Mind you, his hair was like that before lockdown.
Yeah, it was.
Leicester 3, Manchester United 1. Just seeing a replay of the corner. It was a packed 6-yard box, and he just stole in there at the back post. Henderson managed to get across and get a hand to it.
He did.
But just a little header just popped it in, didn't he, at the back post? Didn't have to leave the ground. Here's Shaw down the left-hand side for Manchester United into the box, but he went past Albrighton. But with the touch that took him there, the ball just ran away from him, and Fofana came across, and it was through for a goal kick.
Yeah, it was a good touch from Luke Shaw. He done ever so well to go past Albrighton, but good covering from Fofana there, and Shaw couldn't get there.
Goal kick to Leicester. It's a great little article in the Leicester programme today, the virtual programme of the FA Cup final from 1963, when Manchester United beat Leicester. At that time, that season, Leicester had a sniff of a League and Cup double, but Manchester United, who were the underdogs in that final, won out. Some of the old players who were involved in it, Davy Gibson and Richie Norman and Howard Riley, are all quoted with their memories. They'll be enjoying this one, that trio. Leicester seemingly knocking Manchester United out. United with the ball on the halfway line. Here's Lindelof. Has a shuffle forward, gives it to the right-hand side. Manchester United have got to find some urgency, got to find a goal or two from somewhere, and it's been lost centre field by United, and the ball is played forward now for Albrighton, who swings it into Iheanacho on the edge of the box. Maguire puts in the challenge. The offside flag, though, was up.
It was the first one. He set it and he went on his bite. Tielemans, who usually has got great vision, even though it was a good ball to Albrighton, could have played Iheanacho in. He just went early there. But great energy again from Albrighton and Iheanacho and Tielemans.
Clinton, Ahmad is on. Yeah, they've snuggled him onto the
he
field.
Just came on for Fred. Come on for Fred.
Fred off.
Fred off,
Ahmad is on. So that's it. That's the 5 changes that Manchester United can make in normal time. Flick from Cavani. So they've got the youngster on as well now. Ahmad, who scored that thrilling goal against Milan in the first leg at Old Trafford. Johnny Evans chasing the ball down into the right back area and then stretching and putting it out. Throw to Manchester United. Martial takes it as a second ball on the field, which is being put off the pitch, but the referee allows play to continue.
I know, it's strange, that one, Sean.
You don't say that.
Exactly.
Here's Shaw with McTominay available inside. 5 minutes to go. Leicester are going through, Manchester United are going out. Lindelof carries it on. It's caught by Pratt. It's a free kick. McTominay takes it quickly. Fernandez now. Referee says no, it's taken in the wrong place.
Yeah, but it's 2 yards behind. Just let him get on with it. This is how frustrated I used to get when I was playing, John. Just let me play.
Yeah, you always kept control, Clinton.
Yes, I did.
Here's Ahmad on the right-hand side. He wants to be called Ahmad, by the way. Manchester United have said so, not Diallo.
Yeah.
So Ahmad, the number 19, slips the ball in field. Teenagers together, Greenwood and Ahmad together. Back it comes towards McTominay. McTominay square towards Maguire. Maguire past Chowdhury. Then in comes the challenge from Tielemans. It's a foul by Chowdhury on Maguire. Was it?
I thought it was. He stepped inside of him and he just put his body in there. So yeah, there was a foul from Chowdhury on Maguire there, but the referee got the right decision there, John.
So free kick for Manchester United. They've got a lot to do. That clock is ticking ever so quickly for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United.
They need to score now, John. If they don't score now, that's it.
Fernandez, Luke Shaw. Time's passed. You would say never count out Manchester United right until the very end. Fernandez with the free kick, scored from a free kick against Liverpool. This is a little further out, shoots goalwards, and Schmeichel's able to get to his right and push it over the top corner.
It's a great save from Kasper Schmeichel. I'm thinking you're not going to beat him from that distance. Brilliant free kick from Fernandes. A superb save from Kasper Schmeichel. Moves his feet ever so well and tips it over the bar.
Yeah, it was a wobbler, but he got there, saved it. Corner from Fernandes, headed away by Chowdhury at the near post. Oh, it's won back by Pratt for Leicester, but the pass forward is beyond all. Brighton and Manchester United have got it back. We're in the 88th minute now. Leicester leading Manchester United by 3-1. 2-goal Iheanacho, probably the man of the match, but there have been some fine Leicester City performances here. Brendan Rodgers watching on. He's not won in his last 7 matches as a manager against Manchester United, Brendan Rodgers, and this is his 100th match in charge. This will be quite a way to mark it. And Ndidi taking it onto the halfway line and giving it to the left-hand side, where Castagna goes all the way back to Soyuncu, looking to manage the game now. Leicester, we were talking about this when Karen Carney and I were watching Chelsea against Atletico Madrid this week at Stamford Bridge. And Ndidi, that's a heavy touch from him, but was able to get there first and play it out to Castagna.
Them two manage it well, John. Tielemans and Ndidi. Tielemans, yeah, you could say he's better than Ndidi on the ball, but Ndidi's just as good. I think them two in midfield have been excellent.
Fernandes then curls the ball over the top. Cavani with the run, might have been offside in any case. Soyuncu was able to chest it down, and now it's passed forward towards Chowdhury, who's just going to run the ball to the right-hand side here. And we're now in the 89th minute, very nearly the 90th. Leicester with this 2-goal advantage. Ball out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United. They can't find a way through.
No, they can't. They're solid. They've got a good shape, Leicester, and they're hard to break down. And the 3 centre-backs, Evans, Soyuncu and Fofana, have defended really well. And there's just no space at this precise moment. They're one of the best teams, Leicester. When they take the lead, they get back into their shape, and then that's when they can play counter-attacking football, John.
Leicester nearly there. They've lost in their last 5 FA Cup quarter-finals. The last 3 to Chelsea. Iheanacho taking it on from the halfway line. Not another hat-trick on this Sunday, surely. Oh, and then misplaces his pass. Brendan Rodgers is furious about that. He's given it to Maguire and then Fernandes, but then in comes the challenge from Ndidi, importantly for Leicester, on Fernandes.
There's a shock, John. Ndidi again, breaking up attacks.
Schmeichel passing the ball out from the back. I mean, it wasn't a wonder save by any means from the Fernandes free kick, but it was very important from Schmeichel. And we are now looking at the big clock on that huge screen which says 89, 59, 90. The 90 minutes are up. 4 minutes of added time here in Leicester, and the home side, the Foxes, are closing in on the FA Cup semi-finals. It'll be a semi-final at Wembley against Southampton for a place in the final on the 15th of May, where the hope is there'll be 20,000 fans at Wembley for the FA Cup final. We'll see about that. There's a little bit of water under the bridge to go before that. Manchester United have to find 2 goals from somewhere. They've got to get a first. Ball to the right-hand side, and Ahmad and Wan-Bissaka together. Back it goes to Fernandes. Now Wan-Bissaka passes it behind Ahmad, and it just rolls out of play, and it's a throw-in to Leicester, halfway inside their own half. No hurry here from Brendan Rodgers' side.
No, it's comfortable. I think Ahmad needs to stand still there. Wan-Bissaka can't get the ball between. He makes a run in behind the defender. It's a difficult pass. But yeah, Leicester have been outstanding so far, John, in this second half.
Manchester United heading for defeat. So defeat last season in the FA Cup semi-final, the Carabao Cup semi-final, the Europa League semi-final. This season lost out to Manchester City in the Carabao Cup semi-finals. Now they're losing out to Leicester in the FA Cup quarter-finals. Still going, of course, in the Europa League. But this will be bitterly disappointing. Still we play in added time. Ball played in by Greenwood to the back post. Martial with a header, but it was off target. In any case, Schmeichel dived to his right and stopped the ball from going from behind.
Yeah, it didn't lack the power, and also it was just going wide of the post, but Schmeichel kept it in. But yeah, that's the only... They haven't... You know what, John? I'm trying to think back. Since Leicester have took the lead, Man United haven't created any clear-cut chances, have they?
No, they haven't. They've only really had the Fernandes free kick from the set piece, and that's disappointing. That's what'll disappoint Manchester United supporters.
Yeah, you're spot on. It will be. And also I just feel like it's been different, where Man United strikers haven't really troubled Leicester's defenders, where Leicester's strikers have caused Man United's defenders all kinds of problems.
It's so difficult with Manchester United, isn't it, to assess where they are and the progress. A couple of weeks ago, they're winning away against Manchester City and ending their winning run.
Yeah.
What a great win against Milan in the week.
Oh, fantastic. I thought this was a big week for them. I thought, obviously, the Milan game, they weren't favourites because Milan was so good in the first leg, but they were brilliant performance from Man United. And then I thought coming into this game, they'll be full of confidence and they could end up maybe winning 2 trophies this year. But now I think they're going to have to put all of it into the Europa League at this precise moment, and obviously finishing in the top 4, which I think they will do.
And many Manchester United supporters, of course, are impatient. Tielemans playing the ball back into his own half. You'll hear them with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton tonight after the Aston Villa Tottenham commentary with Ian Dennis and Mark Lawrenson, which is coming up before too long.
They will not be happy, John.
No, it's going to be another one of those.
It's always good listening to that. Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton, because you get some fans so frustrated. Even when Ollie's winning, they're still frustrated. So I don't know what they'll be like tonight.
If you want to talk now, hashtag BBC 606, text 85058. You might want to talk as well about Alex Neil's departure as the manager of Preston today. Yeah. Ball out of play for a throw into Manchester United. And we're in the final minute now. It's not going to happen for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United in the FA Cup this season. Leicester City, who have never won the FA Cup, hold the record for the most appearances in the final without winning it. 4 finals. Losers in all 4. Maguire's given it away. Pratt couldn't find the pass through to Iheanacho. He might have been in for his hat-trick there. That would have rounded it off in some style for Leicester. Here's Cavani. Cavani turning, giving the ball back towards McTominay. McTominay's pass to the edge of the area, but time is almost up. And time is up for Manchester United in the FA Cup this season. Beaten in the quarter-finals here at the King Power Stadium by Leicester City, who are through to their first FA Cup semi-final since 1982. They've beaten Manchester United by 3-1, and they deserve it, Clinton Morrison.
Oh yeah, definitely. Going in at 1-1 at half-time, you probably thought Man United would come out in the ascendancy in the second half, but credit Leicester. And this Brendan Rodgers, you've got to give him huge credit. These players are playing for him, and it's been an outstanding season so far for Leicester. And this is a huge result, John, because in the second half, it was a professional performance.
It really was. 1-1 at half-time after Iheanacho had scored the opening goal. There'll certainly be recriminations about that, the way that Fred gave it away, passed it straight to Iheanacho. Greenwood equalised. Good equaliser for Manchester United, but Leicester came through. 2 goals in the second half from Tielemans. Again, questions about the way that he was allowed to run through and shoot in from the edge of the area, and then Iheanacho unmarked from a corner to make it 3-1. That's the way it's finished. So we've got Chelsea against Manchester City and Leicester City against Southampton in this season's FA Cup semi-finals. Final score here, Leicester City 3, Manchester United 1.
Clinton Morrison, Leicester fell 1 step short of Wembley Stadium twice last season in an FA Cup quarter-final and a League Cup semi-final. They are there now, and you cannot argue with it at all. Well worthy.
Oh yeah, definitely. They were brilliant. The second half performance from these Leicester players, to a man, they were brilliant. They outstanding performances by everyone. Obviously, Iheanacho's going to get all the headlines because he was brilliant. But I thought Tielemans and Ndidi in midfield, that's where the battle was won. Them two were better than Matic and Fred on the day, and Leicester thoroughly deserved it. And credit this Brendan Rodgers. They'll think they've got a chance now, and that's not being disrespectful to Southampton, but they'll think they've got a good chance of getting to the final.
1949, 1961, 1963, 1969, Leicester City's 4 appearances in the FA Cup final, and they've lost them all. And you're right, Clinton, it's not disrespectful to Southampton, because Leicester will have been the draw that Southampton wanted overall, given the competition, but it is a brilliant opportunity.
Exactly. You ask Southampton, they probably would have wanted Leicester, because you won't want Chelsea and obviously Man City were in fantastic form. So you are right. It'll be a really interesting game. Obviously, the Man City-Chelsea game is the one that everyone's going to probably be looking out for. But Leicester will just go under the radar. If they can beat Southampton and get to a final, brilliant. Have a great season. Try and win it. You never know in a final. And then finish in the top 4. It's been an outstanding season. Every year they keep improving, and that's down to Brendan Rodgers. It's down to one man. He gets the best out of these group of players, and that's what he's doing at the moment.
Great reaction as well from the Leicester City all of the non-playing members and the coaching staff. They created a sort of line for them.
I saw two players in Ricardo and Maddison. James Maddison. He loves to be at the front of everything. Yes. But he was hugging everyone. So they know how big this result was for Leicester Football Club.
Yeah, he had his bomber jacket and his jeans and his baseball cap
back to front.
Looked like Justin Timberlake.
Yes, he did.
the player that all the Leicester fans are getting in touch with about is Kelechi Iheanacho again. Asri, so happy for Iheanacho. I was scared for a while Leicester would sell him at the end of the season. He's finally come good. We interviewed him literally last Sunday, Clinton. He scored 5 goals since then.
Yeah, so it's down to whoever done the interview. But I bet it wasn't you that done the interview, was it? It was someone else. You probably turned up late. No, I'm only joking. I told you I'd get you back. Good. No, he's been excellent, to be fair to you. And you know what? I said to John in commentary, sometimes as a player, you get an opportunity when injuries arise. And that's what's happened. As you said, at the end of this season, he could have been gone. But he had injuries to Maddison, Pratt, Ayoze Perez, Harvey Barnes, and he got his opportunity and he took it. And I think Jamie Vardy likes having him up beside him. That takes the pressure off Jamie Vardy to just be the out-and-out goal scorer. Now Iheanacho's getting the goals as well. And I think the combination between the two of them, always looking for each other on the move. Vardy stretches it, Iheanacho drops into pockets. It's a great partnership, but I'm happy for Iheanacho. Obviously, he's got great talent and now he's starting to show it here.
Neither side, John, clearly are in control of the draw, but whilst on the one hand Leicester fans will be even more excited by that semi-final draw, I suspect Manchester United fans will be even more angry.
Yeah, I'm sure. But just again on Iheanacho, just to finish off on that, if you remember when he made his move to Leicester, £25 million, there was actually a buyback clause there of 50 million. And for a long time now, people have scoffed at that and obviously raised eyebrows and said, there will never be a possibility that they would want to sign him back for £50 million. But what we've seen recently is the player that, you felt that he could become.
Oh, John's spot on, that he has got fantastic talent. Some of his touches were brilliant. He always gets his head up, and now he's got the composure and he's scoring goals. He's always had that ability because Man City knew it, and that's why they probably had that buyback clause. Do I think he'll go back to Man City? No, probably not. But I think Leicester have got a hell of a striker here, and the combination between him and Vardy is working really well at the moment.
Yep, scored the very late winner in the previous round against Brighton as well, when on that freezing cold night when everybody wanted to go home.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, recriminations for Manchester United. You could probably put the same old 606 on from 2 months ago, 4 months ago, 6 months ago.
Same thing again, yeah.
Same criticisms. Have they got what it takes? And I guess the counter argument to that will be that this is all part of the process. But I'm afraid Manchester United is about winning leagues and winning cups.
100%. That's what fans have been at Manchester United for many years, winning stuff. I can understand the process they want, but you need to start winning trophies. I still think they're the favourites to win the Europa League, and I do believe they will win that. But obviously, this is a big disappointment to get knocked out of the FA Cup.
But I think as well, you should say, they've put in this structure now that was announced over the course of the last couple of weeks. And I know supporters will probably say, why is it taken so long to get that structure in place? But that is in place now. And, second place is there to play for in the Premier League and Champions League next season, which is so important to them. But now I think the Europa League, where they stand a very decent chance
very good
in the
chance.
Europa League.
The draw they've got, Granada who are 8th. I think they can beat them, and then I think they either play Ajax or Roma, and that will be a difficult one. I think that would be the most difficult one if they can get through Granada, Ajax or Roma. But the squad, Man United, and the team they've got, they should be looking to win that Europa League.
However, they cannot keep disappointing in the cup competition.
Spot on.
And that's the point, Clinton. That yes, the Europa League takes on even more significance, and yes, they've got a favourable draw. It won't matter if they play like that.
Exactly, and John's right. You can't keep disappointing in these big games. Every time Man United get to a big quarterfinal or a semi-final, they let down their fans. It can't keep happening. Something has to change. So I think trying to win this Europa League, and if they do, fans will be happy because they'll say it's a successful season. They got a trophy, a good trophy in the Europa League, and if they can get into the Champions League, they need to kick on though. They have to keep making big strides because it's difficult because Man City are so far ahead of them at this precise moment, and that's unusual for Man United fans. So it's a slow process, but they do need to win things, and they can't disappoint on nights like they did this evening.
But listen, I think this is a great reward for Leicester and for Brendan Rodgers and what they've been able to do this season, as we suggested during the commentary. The injuries that they've had this season, every time you see them, a couple of players are missing, another couple of players, another couple have come back, and yet he's been able to manage them to a position where they're a good third in the Premier League at the moment, and into a semi-final now.
And John's right. You know what, Crossy, we can talk about Man United being disappointing. We have to give huge credit to Leicester. Leicester was superb, to be fair, and as I said, I like Brendan Rodgers, one of my favourite managers in the Premier League, and probably like him more because when I did meet him last year when it wasn't COVID and stuff, he said to me he likes listening to me on the radio and on the TV, so I like him even more now. So I hope Leicester go on and win it.
But he's another one who really is scoffed at by many people, and for the way that he speaks and handles himself and the language that he uses. And yes, he went to Celtic at a time very different to the time now, but he won all of the domestic tournaments. He won every domestic trophy he could win as the Celtic manager. They still need to be won. And I wonder, whether he's now making people think a little bit more about what he's capable of.
Correct.
Here's the difference, Clinton. When Manchester United play, you look at, all right, Paul Pogba's had a good couple of weeks, but you wonder what happens if Bruno Fernandes doesn't play well. With Leicester City, if Iheanacho isn't grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck, it's somebody like an Ndidi, or before they got injured, it's a Barnes or it's a Maddison, and that's before we even mention a Jamie Vardy.
Yeah, exactly. And a Yuri Tillemans as well. So the list goes on and on and on. And Ayoze Perez, I thought he played ever so well this evening. He looked really sharp. He's been out for a bit. And they've just got... You know what Brendan Rodgers does? He buys good players and he improves them. No one really heard of Fofana, since... And then he came to the Premier League at 20 years of age. Crossy, he's been absolutely outstanding. So you're right. They've got players that do deliver at the best of times when they're not producing. So you have to give full credit to Brendan Rodgers.
You might be onto something, John, with a 606 rerun. Then everybody could just watch Line of Duty.
I've never watched it.
You've never watched Line of Duty?
No, it's one of those things, I'm a bit like this. It's one of those things that I think I'll catch up with that later.
I've never watched it as well, to be fair, so I'm going to have to catch up on it, Crossy, as well.
Well, Chris Warburton's been saying on Breakfast recently that it's not as good as it used to be.
Yes,
listen to 606.
He also gave away this morning several of the plot lines, to which I was thinking I mustn't remember this.